So
Oh, wait.
behind. Oh, what?
Huh?
What?
Oh,
Hey,
what?
it's open.
What did
So
it?
behind the scenes, I tried to end the episode early by starting to play the Bannered Mare, and I didn't actually start the Tavern Ambience because I was basically be like, nope, you know what? We're hanging it up. We're calling it. We're in Cyrodiil right now. We're just gonna Bannered Mare it, draw all the people towards us, and just see what happens. So
Yeah, why not?
just kidding. We're not gonna end it right here. Welcome, everybody. How long has it been?
I don't know.
It has
Too
been
long.
a long freaking time. Where are our show notes?
A really, really, really long time. Like a couple months. I mean, we've done stuff, but not here. So
true.
We've done things behind the scenes, and we've recorded stuff and released a few things, and like Rose and other people are saying in chat, too long, or the classic, it's been 84 years.
84 years.
It's been 84 years.
You are probably all wondering why we are sitting in a field in a war-torn province that has people sneaking up on each other and dropping little ulties on people and death, and watch out for the meat bag flying over your head. And why there is Tavern Ambience. Well, I have some fun news for you. We have hired the tavern goers to just hang out with us all the time and just drink and be merry. So we said, hey, why not come out for a picnic in Cyrodiil? And they're like, is that safe? I'm like, who knows?
It's a ball group, except we're all having sandwiches.
Exactly. So now it's just a big old sandwich-wielding ball group in Cyrodiil. Yes, we are in Cyrodiil. Do you know why we're in Cyrodiil? Why are we in Cyrodiil again?
I think it might be Whitestrake's Mayhem.
No.
Oh.
Don't they call it Mid-Year Mayhem?
No, it's Whitestrake's Mayhem.
Is it Whitestrake's
Used to be mid-year, and it was more than mid-year, so now it's Whitestrake's Mayhem.
Then it was twice a mid-year, and then it was Whitestrake's.
Once upon a mid-year.
Once upon a mid-year. Oh my goodness.
Cheese balls. Rose, you brought cheese balls?
Oh, that actually sounds really good. I could go for a big old ball of cheese.
Okay, wait a minute. I have to ask something. Since cheese balls have been brought up. Broughton? Who am I? Do I speak?
Bringed in?
Brought? Scamp cheese balls. We'll get to that in a minute. But, anyway, yeah, cheese balls. So, Extra Life, this is totally not in our notes. I'm sorry. It just dawned on me.
I'm very curious where the line is going to be drawn between Extra Life and cheese balls. I'm very, very intrigued by this connection.
Do you remember the Dwemer Words book?
The treasure piece that you can find in Cyrodiil, or like in Tamriel, sorry, just in people's pockets when I steal it.
Maybe it's the one that's like, this is how you pronounce Dwemer words, and it tells you to put a bunch of marbles in your mouth.
Yes.
And roll them around.
No.
I think for Extra Life, for donations. Thank you, pronouncing Dwemer words. See, look at that. Matt's thrown it up there. I think for Extra Life, we should do it with cheese balls for donations. Like $5 per 2 cheese balls or something. I don't know. We'd have to come up with a reasonable amount, but like then
$2.50 a ball.
I don't. I'm just saying, how funny would it be to try and read that book the way that it's intended to be read, but obviously not with marbles, so no one dies.
Yeah, I'm not putting marbles in my mouth, but I do like cheese, and I do like cheesies, and cheese balls are basically cheesies. Y'all thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? This is a family-friendly program. You get that out of your brain. You all get that out of your brain.
We are not reading The lusty Argonian.
Don't start that again. Do not give him that ammunition. You know, the last time we gave him that ammunition, it just set the whole next hour just went completely chaos.
But I'm getting it over with now. It's out in the open now, so we can get it out now.
Yeah, that lusty Argonian name is definitely out in the open, that's for sure.
Oh my god. Sir.
Don't McGonagall me.
Why not? Anyway.
Don't do it.
Oh man. Yeah. Nothing like a field in Cyrodiil and cheese balls to make you think about how to pronounce Dwemer words.
I like the idea. I think it's got a lot of potential behind it.
Why not?
I think it'd be good. I like that idea.
Yeah.
So, you remember how last time we were in Cyrodiil?
Mm-hmm.
How I stole the banners out of the tavern? Did you look behind you? See the banners behind you? Waving in the wind?
You brought them with you for the picnic?
Well, of course I did. It was a picnic. You gotta have flags. You're just over there flapping in the wind, just doing their things. You know, just being like banners.
I almost said something, but then I remembered that we were family friendly.
You were going to call me a kleptomaniac, weren't you?
No. I was going to say, you got some bringing those back.
Big old cheese balls.
That's what I was going to say. You got some cheese balls bringing those back. But I didn't say it.
All right. Well, okay. First things first. Toasted Peanut made a promise and a comment in our Tavern Talk episode. And what did I say it was? It was episode 5, and that I swear it was episode 5.
Yep.
I should have clipped it and kept it here so that we could have like replayed it here in the episode.
Yeah, but, you're like, no, it's definitely episode 5. Like this is episode 5 of Tavern Talk. So it might be 3 a.m, but this is episode 5.
I was so darn sure until I was promptly informed. I was not sure and I was wrong. It was episode 4. Tavern Talk episode number 4. So I have a tendency just to add one. So that's why there's a question mark next to the title tonight, which says, is it episode 12? Question mark? Can somebody in chat please inform us? Let us know. What episode are we on right now of our live series? I await the response. It's going to be
confused for them too, because some of them aren't numbered on Spotify.
They all should be numbered on Spotify. I changed them.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you fixed it.
42. We're on episode 42, guys.
42. We're doing so well.
We're doing so well for the inconsistent timing that we drop our episodes.
I'm so excited. I mean, we were on a dragon break.
We did a dragon break of 40 episodes?
Yeah.
Our 30 episode dragon break?
Pretty much.
Ow.
Honestly.
We're more productive in the dragon break than we are in real life.
Honestly, that feels more like what happened than what actually happened.
That's it. It was a dragon break. We were on a dragon break. That's why nobody saw us.
And then we yell, pivot! To the back line as we're taking the keeps.
Why are they pivoting? Are they moving couches?
Well, we brought a picnic, so what else could we add?
You brought a couch to a picnic?
No.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, aside from picnics and Cyrodiil and being bad at counting, which apparently I can't do.
It's okay, me either.
What have you been up to? You need to fill us in on everything that you have been doing. All the things.
I have been working too much and not enough ESOing and not enough video gaming and it's just been nuts since we were live last. I know people, if you listen to the Tavern Talks episode, heard that I've been working an insane amount of hours because I have. And I went on vacation, which I'll get to in just a second. And then I came back and I thought that I would be working less insane amount of hours because there was hope before I left that we were going to get some more people. And then it didn't happen. And I came back and I went right back to the amount of hours I was working before I went on my vacation.
It's never ending.
And also had a few real life explosions with like my car and our house and, different things like that. So it's been real life housing, real life fast travel in more than one way. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here. It's so nice to be back in a live show and just sitting. Beyond that, like when I have actually gotten to do stuff. Oh, one other thing to add right before. So real life fast travel. Yep. But wait, there's more. Real life fast travel. We went on a vacation, which was much, much needed. And while we were gone, I actually got to see some amazing people that many of you all know. But also delighted host 7-1. Oh, look at that. Bandhammer got down. We're in Cyrodiil. You got Volendrung out. Boom. Sorry. I got distracted by the chat for a second.
It's okay. Volendrung is very shiny.
Volendrung was powerful. That was very quick. So yeah, we went on vacation and I got to fast travel around the country because we did a little road trip, drove up to see some family. And on the way, I made a few stops. I stopped and saw Mr. Jibbs on the way. Yeah. So I got, yes, I did. I saw Jibbs. Jibbs the Lore Seeker. Now Jibbs the Lore Forger, but still always a Lore Seeker at heart. Yeah. So had some dinner with Jibbs. It was awesome. Was he wearing Crocs? He was not wearing Crocs. He was not wearing Crocs. He was.
I swear the picture that you sent me has him wearing Crocs.
That's funny because the picture's from here up. So if you can see his feet, you were just imagining. You were just imagining that he was wearing Crocs. But yeah, so I saw Jibbs. That was a great time. It was so fantastic to get to see him in person again. Catch up a little bit with him. And then the next person that I fast traveled to was Mr. Minwee Pro, who's in chat with us. So
talking about my Croc fetish.
Yeah, he said you have a Croc fetish. But I went and saw him and we hung out for a portion of a day and it was awesome. And I was sad that I had to leave so fast, but had a great time visiting him. And then we were where we were supposed to be for a few days. And then on the way back home, I made another couple stops. I stopped and saw Sonny Ravencourt, if any of you remember him from when he was in Loreseekers as well. So stopped and saw him. He's also one of the hosts over on Loreforge now. And then I stopped, last but not least, very late at night to visit Never Separate. Right before I got home. So I got to go hang out with my PlayStation co-GM on the way as well. And it was just lovely. That one was actually really fun because it was just like literally we went to his house and hung out and just sat and chat for a little bit. I felt bad because we got there really super late because when you're traveling with a little one, it's hard sometimes to drive long distances. And just to be honest, like getting out and stretching and, consuming large amounts of coffee, you have to stop and, all the normal things when you're traveling. So, but yes, a full Midwest tour, hee-ho.
When you stopped and visit Never, did you not do your Snug podcast live in his basement?
We didn't. First of all, he doesn't have a basement. I know. I know you live up north, but there's homes that actually don't have basements. My house doesn't have a basement.
I don't have a basement.
Oh.
I have a crawl space.
All right. Well, no. We didn't do a Snug podcast. We joked around about doing a Snug podcast, but we actually didn't get to record anything. But we said it was a missed opportunity because we had both of our spouses there, and we said we should have done a "How much does your spouse know about ESO?" So maybe for the future, maybe
that was a missed opportunity.
It was a totally missed opportunity, and I was sad. But maybe we'll do that at one point in the future. So
that would be a great episode series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had fun. So saw them. Unfortunately, with everything going on, I didn't get to finish the scribing stuff before that double mount cutoff that we had in game happened. So, womp, 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 womp. But that's okay.
I have a button for that somewhere, but
so it didn't get to do that. I am currently working on Morrowind on PC because of the recall that we have, the specialty recall, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. Let's see, what else have I done? I ran a Tipsy Trials night, which I don't normally get to do. So that was really fun because I actually got to do 2 trials. I got to go into Lucent Citadel with some people and run through there. But I hate to disappoint you. Do you know what I haven't done?
If you tell me that you have yet to do Vashabar, no, come back! No! Now you messed up the green screen. What did you do?
It's okay, I'm back.
You're all fuzzy though.
Hold on, it'll fix it.
There you go.
Sorry, I haven't done Vashabar yet. I'm a bad human.
Who are you, and what have you done with Loreseeker Bacon?
I know, it's literally been work. That's why I have not done Vashabar. I have not actually done any of Gold Road, except for that one quest we did together that we talked about in the Tavern Chalk. I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that I get to do something soon. That would be nice.
This is so not like you at all.
I know. It hurts me.
Yeah.
It really is. It's just time. I've been so exhausted and time. That's really what it is.
Like, I've seen you coming on the into our group chat and just been like at the latest hour of the night. And you're like, hi. I'm just flying by to say hello, and then I'm gonna go to bed now.
Yeah.
We'll lie down in bed and do PlayStation stuff for 5 minutes and fall asleep with the controller thumbsticks in my eyeballs.
Yeah, the thumbsticks hitting me in the face,
just,
like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so doing all of that, I bought a 10th anniversary shirt.
Yeah, you did.
You may or may not be able to see. So pretty excited about that. It's really, really nice. I like these a lot. Inventory management online, because you guys always make fun of me for my inventory. So I'm like, if I barely have time to function, that is something I can do. If I can't quest, I can, do that at least. And yeah, the other thing that I have done that might make everyone actually surprised. You know what it is. Do you know what I'm going to say?
No, actually, I don't. Scribing?
Nope. Haven't finished that. I have done it, but I haven't finished. I killed Draylin. You killed someone in real life? No, yes, I did not complete any Dark Brotherhood contracts. I did not complete any Dark Brotherhood contracts for real life. No, what I actually did was I made a PvP build.
Oh, yes, you did. I'm sorry. I didn't know that's what you were getting at. Yeah, you did make a PvP build.
By I mean Matt made a PvP build while I was
PvP
very
build was courting, so I get that.
Very, very sleepily sitting there going, I don't have that gear. Can we get that gear? Oh, that gear's from a trial. So we went through. I'm running Hawk's Eye and Order's Wrath and Oaken Soul, and it's a 1-bar bow build. So it's kind of fun. The other night we went into Imperial City, and I was with you and Courting and Matt, and we walked out. I walked out with almost 15k Telvar, and
yeah, you did.
We also had a really awesome, for the first time ever, I felt like I actually could stay alive and get away from people and kill people, fight with a couple Daggerfall players.
Yeah, that was actually a really good little run that we did there. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. So, PvP feels really different when you actually can do it.
Yeah. It is, a lot of it is about, it's about your build and your ability to get away and hide. That's the big one. If you can get away and get around a corner and then pull up a stealth pot, your chances of getting out of that conflict just went away exponentially. But there are a lot of things.
Or if you're a Nightblade and you can just stealth.
yeah, you can stealth away. So I highly recommend if there's anybody out there that's like that really wants to learn PvP or like try it, but they're like, I always go in and I just die with the first 3 seconds. Connect with us and we will set you up. We know a few people in the guild that are really good at creating builds. I run one, you're running one now. They're definitely do it.
Yeah.
Don't let the death really throw you away.
No, and don't be scared too. I know we have multiple platforms, so don't feel like only the PC people can be in voice chat or only the PC people can go to those events where it's like Cyrodiil 101 or the stuff with courting that gets posted. Like, yes, it's posted usually specifically in the PC channel, so not everybody would be able to see it. But if you see people in for Whitestrikes or in the chat, just come in. Come in. We love to sit and hang out. I mean, the other day I was just in and out multiple times for like 5 minutes at a time because I was at work. So, I couldn't be there a lot, but that was when I was like building stuff and doing things. So it was fun. And it was really fun. So what does it boil down to? I've been up to a lot real life, not necessarily a lot in game, except for little like spurts here and there of like, oh, I got to do a trial tonight. Oh, I got to do PvP one night. And then seeing actual people who are my great friends from Loreseekers and from, life just in real life, which is great. So you're like one of the only people that I literally talk to every day that's not checked off my list. So we got to get that together. Yes.
Oh, yes.
My Loreseeker sticker book.
We'll get it to your Loreseekers.
There's going to be a lot.
Am I a set?
The Loreseeker sticker book is pretty big, but I feel like I have a significant chunk. I mean, I've definitely
yeah, you definitely have met many, many people. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll make it work. We'll definitely make it work.
So now that we're out here relaxing in the field and thankfully not getting ganked by anyone wearing Dark Convergence, what are you up to? Or what have you been up to?
Well, I thought I saw somebody stealth up behind that tree over there, but I think it might have just been a cow.
Must have been the wind.
That is a really good question. What have I been up to? Well, summer is here, and up until recently, it has been work, just like you, and work. And oh, did I mention that I've been working? So it's been pretty busy. Be honest with you, like I come home and it's been actually quite warm the last few weeks. So you come home after working outside all day and you're just exhausted. So I have a lot of my time has just been spent in the shadows. You may not have seen me online as much, or I may have been just like hiding offline just because I just needed the quiet and the relaxation. But we started a new trial prog group. So that is one thing that I did start. And that's been actually going quite well. It's been a little inconsistent. There's been a couple weeks there where I think 2 weeks in a row we canceled. That was on my end because I had some last minute engagements that I had to attend to. But it's been going really, really well. We did 4 weeks of Hellraw Citadel. And then just this past Saturday, we did normal Halls of Fabrication so that we can get our weekly endeavor done. Rose has been an absolute champion at making sure that on the Saturday we're doing our weekly endeavor because it seems like every Saturday there is a trial one. So thank you, Rose, for just being on top of it and just making sure that I am aware of what the endeavor is and what needs to get done because I don't know. I probably just forget about it completely if it wasn't.
Rose for Emperor 2024. Rose for Empress 2024.
Empress of Cyrodiil, Rose. From the work side of things, some new exciting things have happened to me. I moved up into a different position at my work, which means that my free time is a little bit more me sitting on my butt. I am now a truck driver full time. So I drive a truck all day. Before I was like on the ground, I was in the machinery. I was kind of like everything. I was just a general worker. Now I'm a truck driver. So today was my first day driving a truck. I did not crash the truck today. So I count that as a very successful first day.
That's a win.
I thought that was a win. It counts. We're gonna take the little ones as they come along. So. But aside from my work side of things, I have been doing my usual Tales of Tribute, getting super angry and super frustrated with Tales of Tribute, and I do not know why I do it. It makes my blood boil, but I absolutely love this game, so I just keep on playing it. I've had some really good games.
You love to torture yourself.
I really do. And it's like you've been in chat with me when I've gone like 0-10, and you could just hear the like I've rage quit Discord because I'm just like I'm so frustrated. And they're just like, well, see you later, Peanut. You and Matt have sat in the call with me, and I'm just like, I'm going to bed, and I hang up, and I'm grumpy and I'm miserable. Like, ah.
Yeah, usually it sounds like this. Oh, come on. How do you get that much power in one turn?
Right?
All right, good night, guys.
Yep. That's about usually how it goes. So, yeah, it's a love-hate relationship with me and Tales of Tributes. I've been working on getting a few more of the decks as well. So that's been a bit of a thing. So I've been playing a little bit, slowly kind of progressing through some of the quests in High Isle so that I can get my deck fragments. And as I mentioned in the last one, unlike Little Miss Bacon over here, I actually have completed Gold Road entirely. I have two things. I have one quest that I need to complete in Gold Road, and I have one lore book, which I have no idea where this lore book is in Gold Road, and
Which
then I'll
one
be
is
100%.
it? You don't know.
I don't know. I don't have the game open right now. I was going to open the game while you're doing your lore lessons so that I can get my tickets because I haven't done that yet today.
Wow.
Wow. I was going to play ESO while you were reading lore. Don't try to pretend like you're not playing ESO right now.
I'm not. My computer would probably turn into a lava melt.
It would just melt into a magmatic pool of plastic.
It's like, I'm just a laptop. Why are you running so much?
Corning, don't you shame me. Don't you shame me.
Minwee says, I forgot the 10 curse words and the names that were called. I was trying to be PG for the stream.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You do not want to be in a chat with me because that is not PG conversation when I'm sitting in chat and just getting absolutely wrecked in Tails.
Tails chats with Peanut. Not PG.
No.
Not PG.
No, it's basically 18 plus. Like it surpasses R.
Yeah.
So I've also started doing something just random. I was lying in bed one night and I'm like, you know what? I think I want to try this again. And I grabbed my Arcanist and I said, you know what? I'm going to start doing Vet Maelstrom Arena and grinding that. I know.
What?
Why? So not only do I like to torment myself with Tales of Tribute, I'm also tormenting myself with Maelstrom Arena Vet so that I can get some of my Maelstrom gear. And I am currently sitting with my character on the snow level with the giants.
Yep. You need a gap closer, buddy.
Yeah, it's the water. The water is the problem. And as an Arcanist, I think I need to do a few fine-tuning tweaks. There's a specific skill that I might be able to use on the Arcanist that might make it work.
Yeah.
And then from there, I'll upgrade to Vatishran and start doing that next.
I haven't. Yeah. Wow. That's not where I was expecting that conversation to go.
Why am I playing this game? Who are you and what have you done with Peanut?
Who are you and what have you done?
All of the things, all of the quests.
Yeah.
Before long, like you said last time, I'm going to be reading lore.
Either that or you're going to break your computer. And that means this is the last episode of the Loreseekers ESO podcast.
Don't say that. That's all they're going to get. My gosh.
I'm kidding. It's not the last episode.
I have a reel for the next last time now. That's going in the last time reel.
I crack myself up.
Yeah. Other than that, though, it's basically been the ESO. I've been doing some Imperial City stuff. I've been doing my Telvar grinds like I do. Usually my 15,000k Telvars a day is what I try to get to. And then what I was supposed to do after this episode, but that kind of just backfired, was some Loreseekers, myself and a few people, are jumping right back onto the high seas. And we're going to do our roleplay season in Atlas. That'll be starting tomorrow. It was supposed to start today, and I was going to jump in Atlas.
Cool.
But yeah, so it's going to be pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to it. There's a bunch of people from Loreseekers that are going to be doing it along with Midyear, so it should be a lot of fun. But yes, it'll be a balance between roleplay and Midyear Mayhem. Whitestrake's Mayhem.
I was like, did you forget what you were going to say?
I did, actually. I forgot what I was going to say. And I'm like, hold on.
That was the load screen. He was like...
I was transitioning through I hit a load screen while I was running through Cyrodiil. You know those ones that pop up randomly when you're running? You like get to a cliff, and it's like load screen wall, and you're like, what? And then you wake up at the bottom of the cliff.
The ones that are like... You're welcome.
I'm going to have so much fun editing that out.
No, you don't edit that out. That's what your brain did. Your brain was on dial-up for a minute.
Yeah, basically. Crickets in the brain.
Yeah, it's okay.
But that's it. That's been the last few months. So our last episode was quite a few months ago. It has been a busy summer. I think our last episode was like, what, April? No. 2 months. It's been about 2 months.
No, it was in May, because I think it was around my birthday.
Was it?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. But it's been what we need. What we basically what we're saying is it's too long.
Yeah, it was update 41.
Too long.
That's what it was.
Too long. Yeah, I'm sad.
Sorry, guys.
Well, hopefully a little bit more back on track now.
Hopefully.
I hope. Please. We have so many plans that we can't do because we haven't been on track.
Right?
Yeah, it's okay.
Nah, it's good.
We're getting there.
We are.
Slow and steady.
So, do you want to do the next part? Because you know more about this than I did, because I was basically asleep for most of it.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, you were.
You ready? Can you give me your best voice that goes with this, okay?
Okay.
Sell it to me. Okay, you ready?
Okay. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Are you tired of reforming from chaotic Creatia, being destined to roam around the Imperial sewers? Wouldn't it be nice to enjoy a golden snack while waiting for ignorant players to find you? Imported from the Shivering Isles and infused with the best Imperial sewer water, it's Scamp cheese, now available at Macer's Foodstuffs, supporting the Memorial District since Second Era 577. Okay, so there's backstory to this. Courting.
Scamp cheese.
I just want you to know how much we love you. So Courting Onyx is one of our event leads for PvP, and since it's Whitestrakes, we could not let this go. The other night when we were in Imperial City, we were running through the sewers, and there's those trove scamps that pop up down there, and one popped up, and Courting happened to get it, and you know what he got off of it? 10 wheels of cheese.
No word of a lie. It was
Nothing
10
else.
wheels of cheese.
10 freaking wheels of cheese.
Yeah. It was the cheesiest. It was the cheesiest reward you could get.
He got shafted. He got a gold reward. A gold reward of 10 things of cheese.
That scamp went up to the Imperial throne room up above and stole the cheese off of the Emperor's table.
Yeah. It wasn't even shivering cheese. Oh, he says fake news. 20? It was 20. I didn't remember that.
Is it fake if we made it seem like it was less than it actually was?
Yeah, we were trying to make it seem not as bad, Courting. Wow.
A full stack of cheese.
He says that with questionable dungeon pork. Yummy.
Oh my goodness, dungeon pork. No.
The questionable meat sack.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
So yes, we had one of those
scamp loin.
Oh. Nope.
I bet it's chewy. No, yeah. Not a good call. Anyway, that one was for you, Courting. We could not resist. Shout out to Minwei Pro for making the actual graphic and actually writing the commercial because he was also there. So it was a fun joke. And we just went for it because why not? If Loreseekers previously has been sponsored by Dwemer Drops, why can't it be sponsored by Scamp Cheese? Why not?
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
I can only imagine what beautiful mac and cheese that poor scamp was going home to make. Yeah. So there you go. The news is sponsored by Scamp Cheese.
Get yours today from your local Trove Scamp in Imperial City while quantities last.
Yep. I don't know. It might fly off the shelves now. More fake commercials, please. Will oblige, says Minwee. We got to get Toasty to do a few.
What am I doing? Sorry, the fiance was texting me, and I am obliged to answer when she messages me.
You are doing some more fake commercials. It's been requested. So we're going to make some fake commercials, and then you have to read some, like I just read that one.
Got it.
We also need to get you to do an intro to the show, but that's a whole other conversation entirely.
I had one, and it was terrible, so we've never used it.
It'll be okay.
Okay. Let's carry on with our wonderful Scamp Cheese!
Oh, my.
I had too much fun with that.
What's new in the news, buddy?
Well, I just learned about this because I have not been reading any patch notes or anything at all. But did you know that there is a new customizable action? Do you know which one it is? You're going to tell me it's the Dark Anchor.
No, I wasn't.
Oh. I thought that was one. It was the one that was paired up with the crown boxes.
No, I do have that, but that's not what it is.
Tink, 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 tink.
No, it's the one where you go like this. And then you disappear, and you're covered in leaves. You turn into a pile of leaves.
You know what? That is really rude. How do you think the grounds person feels when all of a sudden he has to walk through the streets of whatever town you were in because everyone decided to just get up and leave a pile of leaves on the ground? Get up and leave.
Are you making fun of me because I'm a Bosmer?
No, I'm making fun of the fact that everyone thinks it's so funny to be like, I'm going to turn into a pile of leaves. But nobody thinks about the poor grounds person and the city people that have to clean that pile of leaves off the ground. And then when you tell them, hey, by the way, that used to be a person. And then they're like, this is morbid. This is terrible.
Have you seen what's going on outside of Skingrad? I think they have a lot bigger problems than cleaning up a pile of leaves.
I know. They have to clean up broken glass. Now you're adding leaves into the mix? It is rude. But yes.
Anyway.
If you want to get up and leaf, you can complete the Morrowind main quest line to unlock the Westweald Recall. It's like you have to go to opposite ends of the map in order to make this happen. So if you go to the other side of the map and you deal with that funny-looking guy with two colored faces, then suddenly you're going to get something that has to do with Westweald. Seems like ESO. That's what they do. Good on them. Why not? Minwee Pro did make a mention, and I will mention this out there. Within the next two to 3 weeks here, there should be a crown sale. So if you would like to get that new anchor drop teleport thing as well, that would be a great opportunity to buy some cheap crowns, and you can pick that up before it goes out there. And you're also going to get like 20 crown crates or 25 crown crates, something like that. Like something really nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, so do it, but don't pay things for free. Don't pay things for free.
What?
Don't.
You're right. Don't pay things for free. Don't buy the vampire stuff. Don't buy the werewolf stuff. We've been over this before.
Yeah.
Don't
back
pay
an
things
episode,
for free.
It's there. Don't pay things for free.
Don't pay things for free.
I'm not nuggeted. I have not had a single drink tonight.
I'm clipping that.
Don't pay things for free. No, don't pay for things at full price. If you can avoid it, buy them at a discounted rate, which is how you would do that with your crown crates. And then your crowns will go even further. Don't pay for things for free. Chat, if you're going to leave with anything today, that's what you're leaving with.
Wow.
We're a mess. It's a hot mess express.
Last time on Loreseekers, don't pay things for free. And cheese balls.
This is the last episode. All right, moving right along. Alienware 10-year anniversary giveaway. Sorry, my brain is literally dial-upping today, okay? Log into Alienware's vault to have a chance to claim Gold Road for free.
You
all
can
need
pay
to do-
things for free.
I'm just gonna stop talking.
Stop.
I'm just gonna stop.
No, keep going.
Okay. Alienware 10-year anniversary giveaway. Log into Alienware Vault to have a chance to claim Gold Road for free. So if you are one of those people out there that has not yet had an opportunity to purchase Gold Road, this could be your opportunity. You could win it. It could be yours. All you got to do is go to Alienware Vault, make an account, do the things and the stuff, and you'll get entered to have a chance to claim it. I think they're doing more than one copy, are they not?
It's not even entered. You click it, and it sends you a code immediately.
Oh, you just get a copy of Gold Road.
You just get Gold Road. And
you could use it.
It is not Steam specific. Yes.
Wow.
I do not know how many copies are left because I wrote that about a week ago. But yes, I logged into Alienware and my Alienware Vault account, and I literally searched for Elder Scrolls Online, and it pulled up Gold Road. I clicked it, and a little thing popped up, and it says, your code is, boop. And I'm like, what? So I made sure to grab the code, and then I messaged Pylon, and I said, is this Steam specific? And he said, I don't believe so. So word on the street is that I believe it is a PC copy, but it is not Steam specific. So I don't believe you have to have a Steam account to utilize it. You could utilize it on your standard ESO account, I think. I don't, obviously it doesn't work for consoles.
Does the code expire?
That I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of information on it, and I was writing that note very sleepily. So basically the only thing I thought to double check was to check with Pylon about whether it was Steam specific or not, because that was my concern. So I don't believe it, like I said, no consoles. However, it is a PC version. So as long as they still have enough copies, you have an Alienware Vault account or an Alienware account, you would be able to claim it on their website. Are you looking?
Yeah. There's a countdown timer.
But like last time when I looked, it showed there was like a little bar and it was showing like 3,000 copies claimed or like something like that. So yeah, Yo de la Luna says, the pain of playing on both PC and console. Every DLC costs double to keep up. You are not wrong. So if you are a multi-account person and you can get it for free and you don't own it yet, do the thing. Try and go get it. Make an Alienware account and see what happens.
It looks like they are... The ARP marketplace is out of stock.
Oh. Well, I am less sad.
The deluxe version too. Lay sad.
Okay, well, our show was 1 week too late. I'm sorry, everybody. But actually, this is a great thing to show, though, because Alienware, I know, is doing giveaways all throughout, right? They have a recall giveaway, or not a recall. They have an emote giveaway that they've been doing. At one point, they gave away a mount. So there are things that are continuously being done for the 10th anniversary with them in partnership with ZeniMax. So if you've got an Alienware account, like log in, check it out, go and see what stuff is in there, because, you know, if you are a person who multi-platforms, or maybe you just got a new PC and you want a multi-platform, or, you know, maybe you want to get it for a friend who has a game, I don't know, whatever, you can log in there and keep checking back at that stuff. So yeah, even if you can't get Gold Road for free now, you might be able to get some stuff down the road later.
I think there's going to be a lot more free stuff coming this year. It seems like they're throwing a lot of freebies out, which is awesome.
I think they're going to be doing it through next year's announcement, because they said that they're celebrating for a year. So
yeah. So I think this isn't your only chance to get something for free. So if you missed out on it, no big deal. Keep your ears and your eyes open.
Yep.
So. We've also got a US event, QuakeCon, which brings us to this one here. What?
Finally, All the
Finally,
we know that
QuakeCon.
we knew that the events were going to be in Europe this year and like around the world. So it's nice to have something happening locally for people that live in the US as well. I mean, I think everybody assumed that they would do a QuakeCon event again, but it's nice to see it now in writing.
Mm-hmm. Pull up the chat. There it is. Yeah, so we have the fun at QuakeCon 2024. Lots of stuff. Let's just dive right into it. If you have a trial team that is interested in competing, actually, let's not go there quite yet. Community meetup. So, like you said, most of the events this year have been taking place in Europe and other places as well. So there's been lots of really good events, which is awesome because Europe usually always gets passed by with a lot of these events. So it's nice to see that they're getting some love. Zoss, if you're listening, Canada is just right there, like just literally right there, like just right above you guys. Anyways, there is a community meetup, and you can sign up for it now on the official 10-year anniversary QuakeCon ESO community page. They are going to be at Mission Plaza inside the Gaylord Texan Resort, and you do not need a QuakeCon ticket to get there, which is actually really cool. So they're doing something exclusive of QuakeCon, and then if you happen to be there for QuakeCon, then you can go to this event too, and guarantee they're going to have some free stuff and some swag and some giveaways, which is awesome. You'll be able to meet members of the ZOS team, including lead encounter designer Mike Finnegan and community managers Gina Bruno, Amy Schluter,
Schuler, Skylar.
Kevin.
I should know this. I met her in person. And Kevin.
Gaboli. So join them, receive a code for a Fire Belly Skok in-game pet. So it looks like they're doing something. It's this guy right here.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's kind of cool looking. I like him.
He is neat.
Mm-hmm.
He's scary.
There's gonna be a ESO QuakeCon live stream. So this is actually what I was starting to talk about, and then I stopped and paused. There is going to be a trial competition. If you have a trial team that's interested in competing for a high score, you can sign up for a chance to participate. The team with the highest score at the end will win. Did I get that, or am I combining two things? Trial high score, yeah. The team with the highest score at the end will win the following prize pack. 1 custom QuakeCon pennant banner, 14,000 crown pack, 12 months of ESO Plus, 1 previously sold non-radiant Apex in-game mount of your choice. I like how they had to specifically put in there non-radiant Apex, because I guess everyone wants a radiant, glowy, see it across Cyrodiil mount. So there is that. The runners-up will receive a 5,500 crown pack and 6-month ESO Plus. That's actually still pretty good. 5,500 crowns and 6 months of ESO Plus. That's amazing, in my opinion. Leading up to the special events will be a series of preliminary matches to choose our 2 QuakeCon finalists. So if you are in a guild that has a trial team and you're interested, why not sign up and just see what the heck happens. You never know. Sign up, do the thing. It's, as far as I know, it's free to sign up, so anybody can do it. You just have to do really, really well. There's always a chance. What you're telling me is there's a chance.
Yes, there's always a chance.
Yes. There's always a chance. There's also a few different Support Dallas Pets Alive stream happening August 9th and the 10th. And what else we have? Preparing for QuakeCon. It kicks off on August 8th, so that's actually literally just over a week from now. Keep an eye out for more news and information about the world famous LAN party and ESO on our official website. So go over to the website, take a look, and you can get some updates. So yeah, that actually sounds really interesting. I like QuakeCon. They always do something really unique every year. So.
Yeah, it's cool. I really enjoyed watching the one last year. I thought it was nice. Like something different for a live stream, Cool.
Yeah. Moving right along, we have Crown Store highlights. Well, guess what? There is no August Crown Store yet. It stays the same. What?
I am laughing looking at the chat. Mirage said, can you imagine all the hardcore trifecta teams and then team number 22 is a bunch of drunk lore seekers who wiped on the first bowl?
Yeah! Tipsy Trials!
Can you imagine if they had a Tipsy Trials one?
I love it. I love it.
Oh, man. Gosh. Yeah. Wow. That's silly. That's silly. All right. Back to the Crown Store. Sorry.
That's okay. Nope. You don't need to apologize for that in any way, shape, or form. Crown Store highlights. There is no August Crown Store at this point in time yet, so everything's pretty much staying the same. But we need to mention, like every month, there is a free statuette. This one is the Oriole of Garlas Aegea. Same appearance as the statue in the ruins of Garlas Aegea on the Gold Coast. If you want to go take a look at what it looks like, you can go to the Crown Store, or you can travel to those ruins and take a look for yourself. Every month, ESO Plus members get a free statuette or a paint. It was a painting at 1.2 for a while there, and discounts on Crown stuff. This item, is it exclusive of ESO Plus? Is it for everybody, or is it Plus only?
It's Plus only until August 29th.
Sick.
Yep.
There you go. Go get a free statuette. Pfft, who cares about the Crown Store showcase? Go get free stuff. Free stuff.
You forgot the one little thing that we had. There was a lore dump in there. Lore dump. Did you see it? It says, did you read about the load screen?
I haven't got there yet. I just talked about the free statuette.
Oh, because you're not looking at the notes.
I am looking at the notes.
It is the free statuette. It says the load screen for the delve that the statuette is at reads, in Aelia Dune, Garlas Aegea is the name Cavern of Secrets, but the secrets of the wild elves were often dark, horrific, and perhaps better forgotten.
Do you want to do the Crown Store highlights?
No, that's it. That's all there are.
I just read about the Garlas Aegea, same appearance in the statue of the Garlas Aegea on the Gold Coast. I hadn't even gone on to the next header yet.
There isn't anything. That's it. That's the only reference, because that's the only thing we have that's in August. Or that's available right now. Other than what was there that we did last show.
You are confusing the crap out of me. Unless you deleted something without me knowing about it.
No.
I am just... You know what? No. You know what? I have to do this right now because this is... I'm pulling out. Mom
and Dad fight in front of the kids. Okay. I'm waiting.
Just wait a second. Grr.
Good evening, Redgate07. Welcome.
Good evening. Don't mind us. Bacon and I are just having a quarrel.
Someone said episode 41 definitely had those details.
I can't do it because I don't have... Okay, hang on. I have a notepad. That might work.
Oh, no. Are you going to go through the Crown Store and write down the dates?
No. Why is this not working?
Do you need me to send you something?
No, because I can't open up our chat.
Oh.
You know what? I know that I'm right. So...
Okay.
Yeah. The load screen for the delve reads, in Aelia Dune, Garlas Aegea reads, as Cavern of Secrets, but the secrets of the wild elves were often dark, horrific, and perhaps never forgotten. It's a cool statue. It's free for ESO Plus members until August 29th. You literally wrote how I always talk about the free statues verbatim, but because I skipped over the middle dialogue, you're like, you forgot the most important part. I wasn't even reading off of the script. I was just going with my natural flow.
Contrary to what you believe, I do know you as a person, and also when I make our notes, I make them for you. I'm trying to be a good podcast partner.
Oh my god. This is just so much. This is just so much.
Long story short, there's no Crown Store for August yet. It's probably going to come out like tomorrow.
Yeah,
today.
more than likely, that's exactly
more than
what's
likely
gonna
it's going to
happen.
show up tomorrow. And I think we covered it, the previous one, in the last show. But that statuette was available through August, like how they do that weird crossover where whatever the ESO Plus thing is always available, like beyond whatever the month is that they're advertising for. So that's why I put it in there. That's all. And I'm sorry if I made you melt.
You hurt my brain.
Well, it can't be turned off too long because we're sitting in the middle of a field in Cyrodiil, so keep your wits about you.
I told you, I saw somebody, and I'm just pretending that they're not there.
That's how it always works. Just pretend whatever it is that's wrong isn't there, and it'll be fine. That's my theory in Cyrodiil as well.
If I don't acknowledge it exists, it's not actually there.
Someone goes, "Have you tried turning it off and back on again?" Guys, we're just out of practice. It's fine. We're doing great.
Yeah, we're doing a fantastic job.
You're doing awesome.
All right, moving on from this free crown store. Long story short, yeah, there is no crown store for August, and it'll come out in August. Let's talk about cosplay references, because there were a bunch of stuff like that. And Peanut actually pre-set up everything in this stream today, but apparently the copy pastas that I did didn't take, so there's that. That's a thing. Look at that. Cosplays. From the game's earliest cinematic trailers to recent battles with Athelia's minions, these 3 icons represent the hero's journey in ESO. And now, you can become any one of these legendary figures. We've gathered...
You can.
Yeah. Feature the heroes from every angle. Check out the 3 heroes. Are they statues? Or are they models for in-game?
It's literally the asset of them. So it's just them from all the different angles, up close and far away, so that if you're making a cosplay, you have all the detailing up close. So like if you, hold on, scroll back up for just a second. Sorry, I'm watching you on the stream too, so I know what it looks like. Go up to the Breton. Like look at the back of his cape. Do you see how it's like, and the back of the Nord's like cape as well, how it's got like all that ripping and tearing in it? Yeah. You don't really see that. You don't get to see that in the cinematics as much because they're constantly moving. So it's really cool because they have these pieces for reference now for cosplayers who want to make some of these items if they'd like to. You know, same with the elf. They're basically just digital models of these things so that people can, you know, build costume pieces or cosplay off of them. Or honestly, I think they'd make really cool wallpapers. Like the ones that are them up close are really, really neat.
You could have one on all 3 of my monitors.
Yeah, because of the detailing, which is really, really cool. So, I like them. I like that they did this for people. I really think that it's been great how much the devs and how much the team has engaged the cosplay community recently and just like in the past few years, because I feel like it's not that you didn't see ESO stuff, it's just that nobody really knew what it was as much. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you would see stuff from Skyrim. Like I went to a con and I ran into a Skyrim guard carrying sweet rolls around, you know, stuff like that. But you don't typically run into some ESO stuff. And I think it's been great now that we're seeing a lot more now up close. So it's been really awesome. And I love, like, at the event this year, right? They had the one girl who was playing Athelia, and they've had, you know, Ryman do the Nord hero before, and they've had Geo there with his Dwemer stuff. So I think it's been great that they've kind of engaged in this a lot more in recent history, which is cool. I love that they're embracing that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's good. So I'm excited. I'm actually looking forward to see what people come up with a lot of these cosplay costume designs too. Like, you know that people are going to jump on that almost immediately. Like, the cosplay community in a lot of these games is humongous. So you definitely know that people are going to jump on it and really try to replicate it as close as they can. So when we've seen it with other cosplays that have come up in previous conferences for ESO in the past, so you can find oodles of cosplays out there. So yeah, if you want the assets, you can head on over to the website and you can find the link for it. I'm sure it's right there on the title page. Or if you're listening to us on the podcast, we'll put the links in the show notes for you. Be a thing. We'll put it there. Like I say every week, and I still haven't done it. Shame. Yeah, exactly. Whitestreak's Mayhem until August 6th. Oh my goodness, there's only a few more days left in Whitestreak's. It feels really short.
It's not.
It used to be 10 days, right?
Well, didn't it start 6th? On the 25th?
25th? Yeah. 11 days, 12 days. Tuesday.
Sure.
Because they do 2 7-day campaigns, but always the last 2 days of the 7-day campaign, round 2, they reset.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was it's 11 days. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it just feels fast because we've been busy.
It ends on the 13th day. Yeah, Minwi's got it. Yeah. So the actual campaigns end on the 13th day, but the actual event ends for a day and a half, 2 days before the actual end of the 7-day campaign because it kind of rounds out. So. Yeah. Whitestreak's Mayhem. So August 6th. If you are into PvP, never been into PvP, you're not sure what you want to do, you're uncertain of all the stuffs and the things, then I actually recommend take some time, go do some Whitestreaks. It actually is a lot more fun. Jump in a pug group, go run around Cyrodiil with your fellow faction members, and just have fun. You're gonna die. It's just gonna happen. You're gonna die. I'm not gonna butter that up and make it sound even better. You will die. It's just going to happen. But it's a lot of fun going in sieging keeps and just being part of those really big bridge battles and bridge fights that just add to the experience. But if you do the Whitestreak's Mayhem, you're going to get 2 tickets for doing 2. You have a really funny look. Because I said do.
5, sorry.
Yeah, apparently you're 5 years old. I said
you do.
Do. If you do decide to go and do Whitestreak's Mayhem, you have the opportunity every single day when you log in. By completing 1 quest in Cyrodiil, you will get, you know what, just mute your mic and just sit in the corner and think about what you've done. You have the opportunity to get 2 tickets every day for the quest that you do. And in Cyrodiil, and then you get 1 ticket for doing quests in the Imperial City and running through the sewers and killing things. Well, actually, you have to do the quest up top there, or killing players is what you have to do. So I was trying to find another way of saying do, like maybe do poo or something. I don't know. I was going to be a child just like
you did call it Whitestreaks.
Whitestreaks. Streaks. I've always called it Whitestreaks. Since day 1, I've called it Whitestreaks.
Don't call it streaks when you say do.
There's streaks in the white pants of doo.
No, stop.
Stop. Lusty Argonian maid. The rusty Argonian.
No. Nope.
Moving right along. In the boxes, you have the opportunity to potentially get the Aliad Lich outfit style pages. They're the style pages you can get from the event. Those are the purple. Those are the gold ones. I actually forgot to mention, you can also get your first 2 tickets from doing a battleground as well. So you don't have to go to Cyrodiil. If you want to go do a battleground, you'll get the opportunity to get a ticket. It is 39 event tickets in total for the entire event. So that's a lot of tickets. There is 1 fragment that you get from this event, and then there is we'll talk about this in a minute, but there is a new event coming in, which I have a feeling is going to drop a bunch of fragments in there. Typically speaking, Whitestrake's Mayhem usually offers 2 of the fragments, or it adds the additional fragment in there. There's a lot more fragments at this point, but I think they're holding out till later on in the year because I think there's going to be some really big items that'll be coming, which we're going to talk about shortly here, because you added those to the notes, correct? Yes. Okay, good. There's also the opportunity for the Anchorborn Welwa first fragment. That's the part that you could buy. It's 10 tickets. And then Indrix are changing out. The Moss Heart and the Onyx is coming in.
Yeah, it's here right now during the event.
Rockin'. So all those extra tickets you've got, go ahead and just buy yourself a giant feathered deer.
Deer dog.
Deer dog. Feathered deer dog. Yeah, they do.
That's what they sound like when they go.
They
Bark,
do.
bark, 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 bark,
100%. 100% they absolutely do. So, yeah, that is Whitestrake's Mayhem. And get in there, go have some fun, and just do the do.
No matter what color.
No matter what color it is, green, orange. Update
Purple?
43 base.
Right? Isn't that the 3 colors for Battlegrounds?
Yes, it is. That's exact. Good save. Good save. Wow. I was really wondering where you were going with that. Update 43 base game and features. So just this past, what was it, 3 weeks ago? We had not a massive update, but we had an update to the game. And if I recall correctly, there weren't any humongous changes with that update. But let's go through the patch notes.
Well, this is for what's coming.
This is for what's coming in update 43, because Peanut can't read notes.
It's all, to be fair, it's our 42nd episode, right? So
you think I would know how to do this by now, but I certainly
no, we're still new.
Why is this not sizing properly?
I don't know.
Do the things, patch notes.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No. All right. Defaulting to backup plan. Backup plan is Scamp cheese.
Perfect.
ESO patch notes.
Why do people stick around?
I don't know why you guys.
Here for us?
I don't know why.
How do we have 250 followers?
Significantly other
okay
quality content creators out there that do really good jobs.
Gosh.
But anyways, 60. Each Indrik morph is 60 tickets.
Oh yeah, because of having to buy all of the pieces for the base, and then having to buy the feathers for each, and there's 4 for each. So the reason I listed which Indrix it was is because I have been working on a Mossheart Indrik. I never got it on PlayStation. I missed it when it was there in the original time, back when Indrix were the thing for the events. I missed. Sorry, Rose just broke me. Scamperoni and cheese. Whew. Okay, anyway, I never got the Moss Heart, and that was the one that I really, really wanted. That was the color scheme out of all of them that I really, really wanted. So I've been just buying little, one at a time when I don't use all my tickets for other things. But yeah, 60 tickets is steep for something that's long gone from
3
now.
years old?
Yeah. So, but it is what it is. So, yeah.
So, update 43. Did we ever get a chance to talk about the new home tours thing that came in here? Did we ever do that live? We didn't know this when we did the Tavern Talk, did we?
Nope, it wasn't. It hadn't happened yet. That's why it's here. Yeah.
So, Zoss kind of pre-talked about there was a big home housing furnishing update that was coming in this quarter. A lot of people speculated, a lot of people kind of really talked about it, and they're like, oh my gosh, like this could be it. Like we could be getting a furnishing bag, or we could be getting an increase in slots, which I kind of knew from listening to previous episodes that housing capacity sizes ain't gonna happen. We're not getting more, and the reason for it, and they've said it before, is because they're trying to keep previous gen consoles included in that. If they up those limits, their worry is that it's going to overwhelm the PS4 and Xbox One player base, and they won't be able to actually take advantage of that. And that was one of the reasons why they will not increase it. I'm like, at what point here do you just finally cut things out? Like,
not during the 10th anniversary when you're making a lot of money on those
not
players.
During your 10-year anniversary and talk about how great this game is for the last 10 years. Do you just say, and by the way, buy Xbox One and PS4?
That would be awful.
No, that would be a horrible. Happy 10 years. Thanks for all your money. Bye. Go buy a new console. So they did talk about this quite a few years ago. They said they will not increase the housing limits for this very reason. And that is like one of the sole reasons why they won't do it. Doesn't mean they won't do it. It just means that for the foreseeable future, it's not going to change. So get that out of your head. It ain't happening. Furnishing bag, that was kind of a big one. And in all honesty, that would have been a phenomenal update to see furnishing items. My bags are always full of stuff. I have to go and buy houses in order to dump all my furnishings into because I have so many furnishings. And I don't sell them because I might use them. I'm a hoarder. That's what I do. Most gamers are hoarders in their games that they play. So
I think that would have been locked behind ESO Plus, though, and that would not have made the community happy. I mean, I know the craft bag already is, but saying it's a base game feature that is coming out and it's a big deal, and then locking it behind ESO Plus might have put some salt in some people's mouths.
Yeah, probably could have put some salt. I don't have any issues with paying for ESO Plus and the features they give them. I'm on the other side of that street myself.
I mean, me too. Yeah.
I like, not in the way of like I'm on the other street and like buying it. I'm on the other side of the street in the way of I don't mind if they would have locked that behind ESO Plus. I think that's a great reason to have people consider subbing. You've got a lot of people that love housing in this game, and Plus already offers you double the space in a house. So, but that's me rabbit trailing and going down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and I'm not going to go down there. I know that it's a divisive topic, and I'm not going to really go down too far with that. But what they did announce, their big announcement, which is really cool. Don't get me wrong. The concept is really cool. It's really neat. It is something that's called home tours. So home tours, I'm going to scroll down here so that I can actually read it as it's listed in here so I don't screw this up, because apparently I'm really bad at talking about these things and getting information right. You can find and share incredible housing creations with home tours. View recommended homes, mark favorites for easy revisiting, list your homes for touring, and browse a continuously evolving list of homes decorated by some of the most fashionable minds in Tamriel. Start exploring the creativity of the housing community by visiting home tour section of the activity finder today being on the PTS. You can list your homes on a server-wide repository of tourable homes and welcome your visitors, and then you can play around with the settings to see what people can do, turn lights off and on kind of things. You can set custom nicknames. You can tag your listings with up to 3 descriptive tags. No limit to the number of homes you can list, so essentially everybody could list every one of their houses, and you can go visit them. To a rotating selection of the most recommended homes, so basically the more people visit, I would assume it's going to bump up your popularity, and your house will become recommended for people to visit, which is really neat. And you could personally recommend up to 10 homes a week, helping choose which homes will appear in the recommended section. So there's a recommendation portion to it.
I think I need to correct that, because I think I typed that wrong. I think it's you can favorite 10 a week. I think it's you can favorite 10 a week.
Oh, I'm reading verbatim off of the dev tracker.
Oh, are you? Okay,
yeah.
Then okay, never mind. Yeah. Disregard. Carry on.
Oh, good. To a rotating selection of home, find inspiration, hidden gems, and endless sea of variety by browsing a list of available homes at your leisure. Filter by specific homeowners if you're a fan of a specific creator, because there are quite a few really, really good housing creators out there that do great jobs. So being able to filter by that is really handy. You can also filter by descriptive tags like festive or games or specific houses. And you can favorite up to 100 homes, whether they're listed or not, which is really neat. So you can have now a listing of your dueling arena, your guild house. You can have your crafting house. Like you can actually now have these things favorited in your list for your favorites, which is actually kind of nice. One of the things that was brought up about this, and ZOS has been doing this for quite a few years, and I love that they are doing it. However, it kind of left a bit of a bland taste in a lot of people's mouth. Housing tours is basically the big housing add-on that is available for PC users to basically do all of this stuff and add a bunch of other things and do lists and all that. It's literally offering a lot of the same things. However, because I always forget when I talk about this stuff and I leave out a specific group of people, one of the benefits to this is that because we have this on PC as an add-on, now our wonderful console friends have something similar and can finally understand why PC ESO accounts are significantly more superior to the console plebs.
Wow, for a second I was going to be like, I saw that smirk. I saw you excited that you remembered to include amazing people.
And then I just had to smack it back down on the ground. Wow. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm going to get...
I wish it was multi-platform so some console people could come right into Cyrodiil right now and kill you. And then I would stand there and I would salute you because we don't teabag, but I would salute you.
No, we do not. No, I withdraw that previous statement. No. You console people are saints because you play on the most vanilla experience of ESO that I could never do. Trust me, I've tried. And I am just like, how do you guys do this? Where is my mini map?
Yeah. Consoles are pretty OP.
I just got a notification that, here comes the hate mail. No.
Consoles, as a person who plays both, let me tell you, treasure maps, farming surveys, all that stuff is a whole different life on console. Whole different life. It's wild. Yeah.
It's like the Wild Wild West on the console side of things. So good on you, all of you console people. You guys are awesome. Please, I jest about it a lot, but I do respect you guys for your ability to handle the game in its vanilla state. It's great in vanilla, but I just can't. I can't do it anymore. There are, moving right along though, there are 2 new homes. One of these I'm really, really excited about, but there is the Sea Bloom Villa, which is a blossom lovers will delight in this picturesque villa perched on the western coastline of Auradon. We're going right back to the Aldmeri Dominion's first major continent province thing. We're going back to Auradon, and you can check out... I actually really like the ocean scenes in Auradon. They actually are quite nice. It's a medium-sized home, will be available for purchase later, but it is currently available to test on the PTS. So if you are a PTS person for PC, by all means, jump over there, go take a look at it, explore it, throw a bunch of housing stuff in there, get some ideas of what you want to do. That's the beautiful thing about the PTS is that they give you everything to have fun with, which is super cool. The one that I'm really excited about is the Haven of the 5 Companions, originally the sanctuary for the 5 Companions. This stately structure features... Yes?
I've just not been listening very well because I was reading ahead, but did you say that that house has toggleable flowers and foliage? That's what makes it neat?
That's not in the listing. That's not in the description.
Yeah. So you can turn the flowers and the vines and stuff off and on that house, and it's really cool. Carry on.
Frame rate saver. The Haven of the 5 Companions features 5 rooms, 1 for each of the original companions, plus a central meeting place. Gorgeous views of the Westfield and Cyrodiil complement the majestic serenity of this area. This large home will be earned by collecting fragments from several events, but for now, this home is available to test on the PTS. This is what I've been waiting for. They're giving us another home this year, and I knew it. I said I said at the beginning of the year, I said, I bet you anything we're going to get a house at the end of the season. And I was right. We're getting a house. Crack my acorns. We're getting a house. I would also just like to make sure that everyone is aware, no, we are not going to be getting the Harborage as a player home.
Why would you want the Harborage?
Because it says the sanctuary for the 5 companions. And the Harborage
the
was a
Harborage
sanctuary.
Is anything but a sanctuary for the 5 companions.
I guess. I don't know. There are a bunch of new furnishings coming up in this update as well. 28 new furnishing plans, 7 new Master Writ furnishings, which can be purchased from Rawless Halalu. By the way, if you haven't already purchased this round of furnishings, go and get them now before they get pulled out of the furnisher. So go and do some of your Master Writs, get your Writ tickets, go and buy these things. Highly recommend it. If you have a few extra Writ things burning a hole in your pocket, but you don't have enough coin dangling out of your coin purse, then this is a great way to get some coin by selling the gold style pages. They actually are worth a lot. Get the imagery out of your head. The scribing altar is going to be a new crafting station that allows you to scribe from the comfort of your own home. This can be purchased from Faustina Curio for Master Writs, any Cyrodiil War Researcher for Alliance points, and Filier Tezurs for Archival Fortunes. You can also purchase Scribing Altar for Crowns in the Housing Editor Purchase tab. Big note about this. The game is saying you can purchase it using in-game currency. You don't have to go spend your crowns on it. Go and do some Master Writs. Grab your crafter, go do some Master Writs. It's probably going to be like 1,500 Master Writs or something like that. Like it's one of those high-priced ones. But do not spend crowns on this if you don't have to. There's no reason to. Alliance points, just I can't stress it enough. Be careful. There are a lot of things in the Crown Store that you can get for free or for in-game currency in the game. Not to mention a metric poop ton of houses. So many houses you can purchase for gold just by completing quests. I learned that.
Don't pay things for free.
Don't pay things for free. Don't pay things for free, chat. Seriously. There is also a new antiquity furnishing, the Apocrypha Jewelry Crafting Station, which can be earned by collecting antiquity fragment leads from the Infinite Archive. So if you're like our good friend Courting Onyx and can't get enough of the Infinite Archive, jump on in there and just start doing it. And you can get your leads. That's how I got my Mora deck. There is an Infinite Archive update for those of you that are into the Infinite Archive. Moving right along here. This is coming with the next update. There's going to be 2 new arenas, 10 new bosses, 8 new verses, 10 new visions, 2 marauders, new fabled monsters, and Ezelinway, a ghostly Altmer who lost their life in the archive, is back for revenge, offering 2 daily quests targeting either fabled or marauder maligraphies. So definitely go check that out. There are new class set items. We've seen this introduction announced in previous episodes and previous update chapters. They're basically taking class-specific sets. So if you're a Nightblade or a Warden or a Dragon Knight, they're offering sets that cater only to those classes. So they are kind of really fine-tuning some of those sets to kind of get your playstyle. So there are going to be some 7 new sets that are going to come in there from the Infinite Archive, each one themed around a different skill line from the 7 ESO classes. They all come in all weights of light, medium, and heavy. The first one, there's a whole, I'm not going through this. There's a list of them. They're all there. It tells you exactly what they do. Go take a look at them in the patch notes or take a look at it on the PTS if you want to. I was about to start reading them all, and I just scrolled, and I'm like, whoa, they listed them all. Item set curation additions. To assist with various item chases through Tamriel, the following coffers will now offer curation. As with all curation, the coffers will only award items you have not collected. Once you've collected all the pieces, curation will end, and the coffers will once again reward random pieces. For those of you guys listening in at home and are unsure of exactly what that means, think dungeons, last boss, item. If you still don't know what I mean, basically, as you get So let's say you do what do we got here? The Imperial City or weekly trial reward coffer. You do a weekly trial reward. In your coffer before, you would just get a random piece from the trial. It could be something you know or something you don't know. Now, they're going to give you a piece of the set that you don't know, so to help you fill your sticker book. This is to make the grind for gear, quote unquote, a little bit easier for those people that are trying to completely revamp their character or do different characters but don't have all the sets. So they're going to make the process a little bit easier. Undaunted monster set shoulder coffers are now also going to offer you the piece that you don't have. So gone is the days when you sit there and you take all of your keys and you buy 10 boxes and you get 10 of the same shoulder piece that you already have. And you're like, what the poop?
Oof.
I've been there.
Yeah, me too.
So
this is a really big win, because this is a win for people who, like, I'll use myself as an example. I don't have just heard Max pass out. I don't have a lot of time to get to run trials with you all, which sucks. But it means that when I do run trials now, I'll be filling out the book rather than being like, yep, got that part again.
Arguably speaking,
You know?
you're going to be getting 2 unknown set pieces. So you're going to get the piece that you get from the final boss, which is a guaranteed drop of an unknown. And then you claim that. So that's the thing. When you do that and you're doing a trial, you'll need to finish the boss, grab the item, bind that item, then go talk to the quest giver for the weekly trial reward coffer, and then grab your unbound, uncollected item. So yeah, it is going to really help the more casual players that maybe only get on for a couple hours a week versus the people like some people in our community and other communities out there that are on almost every single night for 2 to 4 hours, if not more, at a time. There's also going to be the Imperial City monster set shoulder coffers, so the ones you buy from the vendors in Imperial City. Those are also going to be curated. So gone are the days of doing the same dice roll with the Undaunted. They're just making it a little easier because there are a lot of sets in this game, and it can be very frustrating when you're trying to get sets for something and you just keep running up empty. So Master Writ vendor offering adjustments. We have introduced 7 new Master Writ furnishing plans from Roleseekers ESO. Each can be purchased individually for 125 vouchers each. There's a list on the patch notes for you to go take a look at. The previous 7 Master Writ furnishing plans that were introduced with Scions of Athelia have been moved to Faustina Curio, the assistant for Rolas Halalu, for a discounted individual purchase at 100 Writ vouchers each if you have completed the Unsurpassed Crafter achievement. It's the caveat to that. The previous Master Writ furnishing plans that were at Faustino Curio, which are mostly Necrom in style, have now been collected into a new item called the Necrom Furnishing Folio. This can be purchased from Faustina if you have the Unsurpassed Crafter achievement for 700 Writ vouchers. The new folio contains the following items: Necrom Cart, Courting, you'll love that, Indoral Chandelier, Dwarven Door, Telvanni Lantern, Dark Elf Tent, Necrom Crematory, and the Mirror of the Weaver. There are also 2 new items, the Tomehold Journeyman Furnisher's Document and the Tomehold Master Furnisher's Document, which contains a blue or purple recipes respectively from the Infinite Archive, and they're available for 30 Writ vouchers, each provided the Infinite Archive Vanquisher achievement has been completed. Wow, that was a mouthful. New skill styles. 6 new skill styles are available via the in-game sources. 3 are available for Undaunted Keys or Archival Fortunes. It's Twin Slashes in Lilac Purple, Momentum in Vibrant Yellow, and Elemental Storm in Violet Purple. There are more available via the Fragment Chases with the additional rotating source via the Filer Ool, Silver Bolts Gold, Roar Green, and Annulment Yellow. The Filer Ool requires the certain DLC to acquire them, so just bear that in mind. There's new collectibles, there's new achievements and titles. There's 79 new achievements and 2 new titles that are coming. Mount preview improvements. You can now preview a wider variety of mount behaviors, including the mount up, and rear visuals, as well as walk, run, and idle animations. No more guesswork or feeling you need to search for a video, like all of the bear animations with their wiggly butts.
What?
Have you never looked at the back of a bear while it's running?
Well, yeah, it's like...
Yeah. It's got a jiggle butt. It's got a wiggly jiggly butt. So that is, now you will know ahead of time if your mount's butt jiggles. Or the awkward camel. Because that's why the
preview was made.
Or the awkward camel running. Camels run really weird in this game. Some people just are like, I wanted Kamala Anderson for the look, but I don't like the way Kamala Anderson runs.
Anderson is back.
Oh my god. Chat, I did actually name my free fire camel Kamala Anderson.
Yes!
It's done. It is finished. I did it last night.
Amazing.
There is also a new... Remember last selected guild store or guild bank. I didn't know this was an issue, but apparently it was. I think I know it's an issue because I've had to go and send people money back because they've deposited the wrong thing. But long story short, did you know this was a thing? Did you have a problem with this?
No, because I only ever use like our bank.
Yeah.
And it's my guild 1 spot on PC, so I don't have a problem with it. Now, nope. Yeah, I don't know. No, not really.
Yeah.
That's the best way to say it. No, not really.
I guess there was an issue or a concern. I won't say it was an issue. It was written this way to do it this way, but there was a concern in the community for people that had multiple trading guilds or different guilds that if you opened up a banker, you went to a different guild that wasn't your number 1, what would happen is it would just default back to the first one and it wouldn't like set the one. Now the menu will default to the previously selected guild bank or guild store from your current session. So it'll just basically, if you leave the banker menu, maybe to leave the banker menu, to open the banker, to go to your bank, to close the banker, to open the banker again, to open your guild store banker, because that's a thing for some reason. Zos, you gotta fix that. But just, anyways, I digress. Do you not know about that whole problem? If you open up the guild store or the guild bank, you cannot go from the guild bank to your personal bank and then back again without add-ons.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes.
That's been my biggest thing. But anyways, now when you open and close the bank, when you're moving between windows, it'll go back to the original session that was there.
I mean, my bank's full, so... That's why I don't notice. Because I never put anything in there.
Yeah.
It's full.
That's a thing. That's a real thing for you.
Yeah, it is.
Event testing.
Yes.
The Undaunted celebration is back. So if you're on the PTS, you can test out the event. The first dungeon boss you defeat in a day will drop 2 event tickets with a special glorious... Yeah, I'm not even going to...
Yeah.
There's information on it because this is all testing and it could change.
Yeah, I didn't put it in our notes for that very reason.
Yeah. What else do we got here? Any notable things that are changing that I should mention?
Combat and ability changes really quick. Take a look at them. We're not going to go over them, but one of the biggest things is I know Nightblades are getting some things moved around, like what they're falling under, like whether it's under siphoning or assassination or whatever. So take a peek at those. I know Necromancers are getting some stuff worked on. Take a peek at those. Yeah. So rather than going over all of that, just take a peek at that. And then scribing is also getting adjustments and tuning. And I have to own this one because I said it on SnugPod. I said, scribing altars outside of the Scholarium. Doubt it.
Say that again, sorry?
Doubt it. I was wrong.
Okay, you were wrong. Cool.
I was. Yeah, so I actually inferred. I thought that there might be a chance that because of what some of the lore is behind that they might not put scribing altars outside of there. But they are. And then I thought about it and I went, oh no, that does make sense. Everything else is outside of... everywhere else. So But yeah, so they're also adjusting with that where luminous ink comes from. You're going to get a chance for it to drop from treasure chests and heavy sacks if you've completed the dragon and the griffin, which will help some of those people with the ink grind. And I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil anything from the questing perspective, but know that if you've completed everything that happens in there, you have a better chance of ink dropping from some of those new resources. And then I think they're just generally getting a balance pass at like grimoires and scripts and affixes and all of that stuff.
There's a whole bunch of changes coming.
Draylin said, did my mind bug for a minute or were a couple things skipped? Yes, there were a few things in the PTS notes that we didn't go over just because the PTS notes were so big.
These are big.
Yeah. So like we didn't get specific with combat and ability changes and stuff like that.
I will say that every single class is being touched.
Yeah.
Every single class is being touched in some way, shape, or form. And some of at least one ability in all the class trees is being reworked or adjusted. Necros, like I said, are getting that boost. And yeah, Nightblades are getting some things moved around. So there is quite a bit in there, which is nice.
Yeah, those two are just the two that like stick out in my mind. Yeah. Sorry, it's because I'm a Nightblade, so I saw that they were going to move some things around, but I haven't really like read into it yet and like messed with it. There's some PvP things too. I don't have the other PTS notes pulled up, but like I know that Volendrung and proc sets are going back into the no CP campaigns. So for Ravenwatch and for Imperial City. It's like turn them off, turn them on, turn them off, turn them on, turn them off, turn them on.
Remember that time like 2 years ago when they said, yeah, proc sets are causing unnecessary server loads, so we're going to take them out of like all the servers, and then we're going to take them out of some of the servers, and then we're going to take it out of one specific server, and the other ones are going to have them. Well, now they've just decided that apparently wasn't a big issue, or their new hardware is able to handle procs, so they're just going to chuck it all right back in there.
Yep. I don't know. I didn't pop open the notes. Do you see anything else that you want to mention?
I'm just looking at like Tales of Tribute, nothing major. Quests. There's a few bug fixes for quests and zones in High Isle and Gold Road, Fire Song, elsewhere.
There's quite a few spelling corrections in lore books, stuff like that, where people saw misspellings and whatnot. Oops, sorry everybody, I just bumped my mic.
It's okay, I'll get that at a post. Not. Yeah, looks like they're really kind of going in and kind of buttoning up older DLCs, which is good because there's lots of those little like nitty picky things that are there. Yeah, Tales of Tribute, Quests and Zones, Monsters and Quests and Zones, Morrowind, Necrom, UI fix. Yeah, nothing. Scions of Athelia. If you've ever seen a corpse that appeared at an odd angle, that's not going to be a thing anymore.
You know what one of the most important things is? Athelia's teeth. That's all I'm going to say. No spoilers.
If you know,
she's having some dental done.
If you know, you know. Yep.
Yeah.
Here it is. Unexpected campaign prompts no longer a queue. Previously remained queued when a campaign closed, such as the end of Whitestrake's Mayhem. Okay, yeah, I actually had that problem. It kept me logged in. Go ahead. Yeah, Redgate asks.
Redgate asks, is the PvP monster sets usable in PvE, or are they usable in PvE? Yes, but I mean, it depends on. They're usable anywhere. Yes, you can use them outside of the PvP zone if that's what you mean. If you mean like what am I trying to say? What they do? So like,
the proc?
Yeah, the proc or whatever it is. Yes, but some of them may not make as much sense for PvE as they do in PvP.
Yeah.
Like it depends.
Some procs specifically target like another player, and if it says targets another player, that proc is not going to really do anything in Overland. It has a benefit towards player versus player. But
so it really does depend. Deadly, right? Deadly Strike, isn't that a set that technically comes out of?
Yeah, actually,
Cyrodiil?
it doesn't cause NPC mobs to explode. It only has to do players.
Yeah. So, there's things like that players do utilize in just your standard good old Overland PvE zones stuff that come from PvP. So yes, there is some crossover in that aspect. The sets are not like locked to the zone. So it's not like, oh, I got this monster helm in Imperial City and I can't wear it when I go to Westfield. It doesn't work that way in Elder Scrolls Online, which is nice because it's less of a gear grind in that aspect. It's more of a gear grind in the aspect of there are literally so many sets that are in the game that it can be overwhelming if you're a new player or you're not following someone else's build as to what you want to actually look for. So
this is an interesting thing I just found actually in the patch notes as it was scrolling. It has to do with exploration itemization in terms of transmutation geodes. They're making some adjustments to how they describe transmutation geodes when you receive them. So each transmutation geode will now tell you how much it grants in parentheses in their name, and adjusted the quality of the transmutation geodes for the following. Transmutation geode bracket 1 is unchanged. It'll be like a white coloring. Transmutation geode with 3 used to be green and now it is white. Transmutation geodes with 5 was blue and now it's green. 10 was purple, is now green, and 50 was gold quality and is now purple quality. The sourcing has not changed for these geodes, and they can still be found in the exact same ways. Uncracked transmutation geodes have not yet been changed, but will be adjusted in a future PTS update.
Interesting.
2 new transmutation geodes to acquire. 25s and 100s, which will be blue and gold quality respectively. So that's actually good. They're giving us a bit more information of what I'm unlocking when I get my transmutation geodes, which is actually pretty cool. So
that's neat. I like that. Do you think that has to do with scribing?
I wouldn't know. Haven't done it.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying in general, do you think it's because they're seeing more people now heavily use transmutes or like wanting to get transmutes because they might be changing a build or needing to tweak which things they have on their gear or stuff like that?
Yeah, I think that's a very good reasoning behind, maybe that is what they're doing. It is just kind of simplifying the process so people know what they're getting out of everything. Yeah, it's possible. I noticed that a lot of the updates of the last couple of times have been simplification, making it easier to attain, figure out, and basically do in ESO. That's been a big focus this year, is really, for those of us that have been playing since launch, we all know kind of how the process works. You go and you do your daily dungeons, you get your XP boost, and you get your transmutation geode from doing the dungeon in the mail. You go and you do your Tales of Tribute now, you get your first game is boosted, and then it's just transmutation geodes. Actually, they dropped the boosted thing, by the way. We all kind of know how it works, but for someone who's new, they may not know what exactly everything does. So they're making it easier and being more descriptive of what things do, so that people that are in there understand, okay, these things get me these. This is what I'm going to try to kind of work on getting, so that I can kind of quote unquote catch up. Although there really is no catching up in ESO because you play at your own pace. So I think definitely with new mechanics that are in there, that's definitely one of the reasons why they're doing stuff like that. It's just, yeah. Other than that, there's a bunch of other stuff in there. There's lots of stuff to go over. Go take a look at it. The dev tracker can be found on the website, and you're looking for the update 43 dev tracker, which kind of lists everything. One thing to remember is the things that are live on PTS, it's not permanent. So those things could be subject to change, but for the most part, they usually stay the same. But just bear that in mind if you do go and you look at something, you're like, oh, that's terrible. It might change. Might not. Probably won't, but it might. You never know. They do listen to feedback.
And these are the week 1 notes, right? So we are actually technically behind with these. I just wanted to start with these because they're where everything is generally laid out. When you go back and look at the sequential patch notes, it's usually like adjusted this. And if you don't know what the baseline was, then you don't know how they've adjusted it, you know?
Correct. Yeah.
So.
No, absolutely. So sweet. That's that. That was a long-winded talk about patch notes. Thank you for bearing with me through that whole that whole slew of information. Did I miss anything?
No, you did more than I had written, so.
Word.
Yeah.
I
bought something.
Did you? What'd you buy?
I did, and I don't think I talked about this on the last show. If you're an audio listener, you're not going to see it, unfortunately, but I'll try and explain it the best I can. So I bought the copy, which is going to be backwards on stream, of the official survival guide to Tamriel, which is like the first new book that we have had in quite some time. It's really beautiful. It if you look inside of it, has some fantastic artwork. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. But this one's really fun because unlike the other lore books that they have released for the game, this one is written from the view of a Khajiit. So it's fun because it says, a note from the author. It has been said that the eyes dine on words but feast on pictures. And Jadasha has never been one to set a poor table. So it's really fun, you know, to go through and look at it. I have not actually read it yet, to be honest. But if you flip through it, you see there's actually quite a bit of writing to go along with the pictures. But it has like fun stuff. Like, let's see, what's a good one here? And it's broken up by zones and stuff too. So it'll say like hypothermia. Like how you deal with hypothermia in Tamriel, or like broken bones, or what happens if you get hit with a broad-headed arrow, and it's got a little illustration there of you taking an arrow. I wish it was to the knee, but it's not.
Missed opportunity right there, if you ask me.
Missed opportunity right there. You know, but it's like how to survive a plunge from a waterfall. I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure that that's a Bosmer. She's gonna survive. She's gonna live. She has fall reduction.
Actually, that's your Bosmer right there.
This is me. That's actually me. No, I'm just kidding. They used me as the character model for. No, I'm just kidding. They totally didn't. But yeah. So just like there's a guide to fur stock in here. There's just so many beautiful things that you can see in the book. Yeah. So it's really, really fun. And I was really, really excited that they built like a fun, I like this one, surviving a cultist. So, you know, they've got a lot of really good stuff. There's a lot of fantastic actual load screen artwork and stuff that we've never had, to my knowledge, published in one of these books yet. So, check it out. You can buy it from a couple different places. But the reason that I'm bringing this up is actually because, you know, a lot of times people would dog on ESO for not taking advantage of all the lore that we have available in the game and with the history of Elder Scrolls. This is the first thing that's been released in quite some time. You know, we had the Tales of Tamriel books that came out that are that double set that talk about the lore and the land. And they're fantastic because they're actual physical copies of a lot of the in-game lore that you can read in-game. And it comes with illustrations and stuff in those too. So those are fantastic. But this is fun because it's very different. It's from the perspective almost like an RP, you know, sort of situation in here. So I think it's really, really cool. But I'm bringing it up because if they're starting to add media like this outside of the game at 10 years, what's on your like wall of crazy or bucket list for what kind of media really quick that you would like to see them add. I will also say that there is another cookbook coming out. So we already have the cookbook. We have these books now. And then we have the new cookbook that's going to be coming out, which has a lot of recipes, I think, that are like specifically from in-game, which is neat. So yeah, what would you want to see? I know what the big answer is going to be. Page 12, Scamp cheese balls. No! I know probably what the big answer would be from me, and I'm betting it's the same from you, but what would you like to see?
Tales of Tribute.
Really?
Tales
That's
of Tribute.
That's your number
that would
one.
be my number one thing. I want either a mobile version of Tales of Tribute or a physical version of Tales of Tribute.
Wow.
But if I had to choose another one, it would be to go alongside the cookbooks. I would actually like to see the Drinks of Tamriel.
Oh.
Yeah. That would actually be really, really cool. I would like to see and it's actually it's the recipe book. It's a recipe book of all the different drinks in Tamriel. And then you could have a jesting one for how to make rot meth. And then they maybe would make an alternative rot meth mixture that tastes just as equally as terrible. But it's here, let's, curdled milk with Kahlua or something in there. Yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean, right? And some brown food coloring in there. And just throw a few sprinkles in there to add chunkies. So
that's disgusting.
So is rot meth.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right. Yeah, we're getting a lot of really creative ideas in chat. There is, someone actually said I would drop $150 on a collector's edition of Tot.
Yep, I second that.
I think if people will drop that on a statue, they will absolutely drop it on a collector's edition.
Be back.
Oh yeah. Sorry. There are, let's see, what else do we have in here? Woven wall tapestries. Artie, that's a great one. I would totally take wall art. I mean, we already have
music boxes.
Yes, I want music boxes would be a huge hit. We already have the Alliance banners. I think adding more of those, maybe for the specific cities, I would love to have a Leowen banner, for example, with the white stallion on it. I think that's fantastic. Or, the one for Skingrad or whatever. I think that those would be fantastic additions to the store. Yeah, music boxes would be amazing and also amazingly expensive. Bethesda would be we know what we can do. $300.
We know how to sucker all these nerds in and have them drain their bank account.
Yeah.
I like the Shields one.
I do like someone already said Shields as well. Draylin says stuff for sale on the international store would just be nice.
Draylin,
I agree.
Tell me about it.
That would be so nice.
Greatly with that. I had to suffer through a long, arduous waiting game of getting my statue. And I agree with you. They really need to work on that.
Do you want to show her off now real quick?
Yeah, let's do that.
Show her off.
My very good friend who lives down south, they helped me out. And they basically purchased this statue for me because when I went online and I went to go buy it, it actually said that it was going to be $450 Canadian after everything was said and done. And I was not a chance. I love statues so much. I think they're absolutely freaking fantastic, but I absolutely could not justify that much money. I was no, you guys, they want to charge me $150 in shipping. It was ridiculous. So they got me a thing. Hey, Bacon. Everybody wants to say goodbye to the pit.
Oh, everybody wants to say bye to Bit. Okay, hold on, Bit. Come here. Can you say goodnight?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
So, all right.
Good night.
And we have to say goodnight to Sharky.
Nope, that's Lyle Alligator because
Lyle
he's not
Alligator.
a crocodile.
No, he's not.
All right, I love you.
What did he say? Was he?
So my very good friend was absolutely fantastic, and they ordered it for me, and they shipped it to me. Yes, I am now the proud owner of a brand new Ethelia statue. It's actually got quite a bit of weight behind it, but for those of you guys that know me, I am a statuette and statue lover. Like, I love the memorabilia that comes with it. It's actually really nice. It's got quite a bit of detail to it. They really did a really good job of the detail on all the markings on her stomach and her arms and whatnot.
She's beautiful.
So, yeah, she is absolutely gorgeous. Her wings come off and they like magnetically snap into the back, which is really cool. So,
that's neat. I didn't realize that came like that. And the box was quite beautiful, yes?
It was actually quite beautiful. I didn't say that the box was beautiful. My only kind of thing with the box was they slapped a bunch of words all over it, and I love to take the boxes and stick them inside my glass like case. It had a beautiful backdrop of Gold Road on it, but it had all of the logos and stuff all over it, and I was just like, oh, like, missed opportunity here, guys. Like, you could have, yeah. But other than that, the box was gorgeous. So yeah, thank you to my very good friend who did that for me, because it really made my day, and it was significantly cheaper for me that way. So Draylin, when you say sales for those international customers, I 100% get that. It was rough. And then literally 2 weeks ago, the statue went on sale for $100 off.
I know. Do you know how hard it was for me to let that go? It was so hard. I was like, I want to buy it so bad. It's okay. It's okay. So
yeah. So, yeah, I love the statue. It was really cool, and I will always still buy more statues. But
yeah. So back to extra media really quick. My two things that I want, obviously one is everybody's going to be like, yeah, here she goes again. I want Music of Tamriel Volume 3. I want the Markarth. The, oh my gosh, it's gone. I'm going to get it.
Morrowind?
I'm going to get it. Nope, we have that one.
Gold Road.
Down south. Nope, down south.
Murkmire.
Argonians. Thank you. Why couldn't I say that? All I could say was Markarth, and then Murkmire was just like...
Tamriel's sewer.
Don't say that. Those lizard people, they work hard. They're nice.
Those lizard people? Makes it sound like they're the people that live underneath the planet.
Don't you disparage Argonians that way.
Are you a member of the group of people that believe that the world is being controlled by lizard people?
All right. Anyway, moving on. No.
Chat, we've discovered bacon is secretly an Argonian.
Oh, Bosmer. You know that.
Disguised as a Bosmer.
Yes, that's it. Anyway, the other thing that I would really like to see, and I think this is probably an everybody thing, but I'm not going to speak for everybody. Man, those cinematics, they're really good, aren't they? You know, it'd be really, really great. A full-length something.
You shut your mouth.
You shut your dirty mouth. You shut your dirty
mouth.
Don't
talk like that.
A full-length cinematic or a full-length, like, mini-series. I'd even take a mini-series, just like 6 episodes, 8 episodes. They could go to different time periods.
What if they did a mini-series based on all of the cinematics that they've already released, and then bridged the gaps between all of them in between, so that you saw the course of adventuring?
Stop. That's dirty talk. You're talking dirty. That's dirty.
Is that dirty wall of crazy right there?
That's dirty wall of crazy. That's awesome. I would love that.
Yeah, that would be actually really
cool.
Oh,
Mirage said they did it for Fallout.
Bethesda knows.
Matt wants a 6-foot poster of the original elf.
You can have a 6-foot statuette.
Oh no. Anyway, all right. Well, we're gonna. Yeah, me too, Sniper. The family-friendly tag might be out the window right now. This might be an After Dark show. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I just thought it would be fun to explore that for a second, because I remembered that I hadn't showed this book off on stream, and you had your statue, and yeah, it's just fun. So, and thanks everybody for saying goodnight to Bit. I think you probably made his evening.
Love it.
Wow. Wow.
What else you got in here? So I would actually love to see all of the soundtracks on vinyl.
Whoa. That's out in left field.
Why is that out in left field?
I didn't know you were a vinyl listener.
I'm not a vinyl
Or are you
listener,
not?
but I love
You
the
just wanna
concept
collect
of
them?
it. I love the concept of
Okay.
it. Actually, I do want a vinyl player. It's on my list of things to eventually do when I get my house is to have a vinyl set.
Yeah.
But I think
That's cool.
it would be so cool.
That's cool. That would definitely be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, I was reading chat. Someone said that they already had a couple. Huh.
They do. Yes, they did do a couple releases on vinyl. I think I believe the original track is available on vinyl. So.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I was today years old when I learned that.
Are you a TDIL?
What?
TDIL. Today I learned.
Oh. Sorry, I was like, huh? Explain it to me like you need to explain it to a 5-year-old. That's what I say
like
about
I'm 5. I've been doing a lot of Reddit.
I'm 5, Peanut.
I've been doing a lot of Reddit doom scrolling, so yeah, I'm acronyming now. Oh yeah.
Watch out. Watch out.
I know. Doom scroll. So.
Jeez.
Do you know what time it is?
Lore time?
I think it might be some time for lore. Lore time for. I think it's time for some lore.
It's time for some lore?
I think it's time for some lore.
Okay.
So everybody, let's sit back, relax, and get ready for our latest addition to our continuing story. Our lore stories from Gone Crazy Bex.
I do have to say one thing before I start.
Aw, you ruined my intro.
Well, you didn't ask. We can rewind it like 10 seconds. All I was going to say is I don't feel personally that there are any spoilers in here, but I am going to touch on some things from Gold Road. So just be aware. And if it gets too spoilery for you, just come back to it later. That's all. Okay. What'd you say, Toasted Peanut?
It's time now to sit back, grab your favorite beverage and a warm blanket, and listen to the latest edition of our lore story with Gone Crazy. Back soon.
Crows, leaves, and grapes. It was still dark as I made my way towards the comforting glow of the tavern. The surrounding trees and animals were quiet under the blanket of stars that were slowly beginning to fade from black to pastel hues of pink, yellow, and blue. The soft sound of waterfalls and my boots clipping along softly on the cobbled path brought comfort and peace to traveling solo at this time of morning. Not typically being a fan of mornings, I usually had to find some way or someone to help me motivate myself to want to leave the comforts of my own personal sanctuary. This morning, it was the thought of some research and light reading amongst the stacks and shelves of books hidden within the unknown traveler's tavern and study. Rounding the corner, I could see the familiar outline of the tavern beginning to be gently lit by a soft glow. The glow motivated me to quicken my pace, and an overwhelming sense of peace pulsed through my body with every step. The comfort of knowing a cup of freshly brewed coffee, a hearth, and a large leather chair awaited with just a few more steps. Rattling the key and pushing on the heavy and worn wooden door, I paused for just a moment and admired all the divots and marks and cuts, a sign of all the hands and armor that had graced its surface. Water stains, weathering, and the smell of the wood gave the door its own distinct personality, recognizable by even the most traveled Loreseeker or reliquary agent. Stepping inside, I made my way to the bookshelves that housed the hidden room, and the scent that lingered near the bookcase always made me smile. Worn pages, leather, dried herbs, and the smell of stone mixed together to create a paradise of scent for any avid historian or traveler. Swinging wide the bookshelf, I silently moved through to the study. I could see the light beginning to rise and illuminate the shard that we had pulled from the box in Varen's wall. We'd left it sitting in the windowsill, intentionally, so that we could watch the sunbeams dance through it from time to time when we studied it. It left shades of reds, blues, and yellows on the floor, a strange parallel to the flags flying across Cyrodiil at the moment. Wandering to one of the shelves, I let my fingers start to wander over the book bindings, waiting to see if anything grabbed my attention. For the first time, I noticed a smaller book edge. There was no title on the spine. Sliding it out, I noticed a familiar lamp shape on the cover. My eyes widened and darted towards the lamp on the glass in the window. As I opened the cover, one solitary page fell out. Adventurer. The August and Storied Mages Guild writes, seeking your aid. A votary knight in the Order of the Lamp has discovered a most unusual magical anomaly. Preparations are now underway for an exciting and potentially lucrative expedition. Tell no one. As soon as you can, seek out Adept Irnard Rirnil at the location on the included map, and he will explain further. Good luck, adventurer. It was then that I heard the familiar creaking of the tavern front door. Bacon? I'm in here, I yelled over my shoulder, and I waited for Peanut to make his way into the study. Look what I've come across. He took the page and skimmed it quickly. Whoa, lucrative, huh? I could be down for a little extra gold. Euphrates leaves. Did you not see the part above that? A most unusual magical anomaly. The Order of the Lamp? Have you ever heard of either of those things? The included marked location is in Skingrad, and I know we wanted to research more about this Prince of Paths that Rora and Sadre wrote to us about before we jumped into what could be a very long road through the Weald, but it sure does seem like this is pointing us there a lot sooner than we thought. Funny you should mention Skingrad and the West Weald, he said, as an eyebrow raised. Bacon, how much do you know about wine? Not as much as I know you do, I said with a small chuckle coming out. He handed me a small piece of paper. Maryvine's wines once rivaled those of the nearby Valente vineyard, but misfortune sent its former owner fleeing. This sun-kissed estate features fertile grapevines, a house suitable for entertaining, and facilities that would please any vinter. I think it's time we went into wine, he said. Think about it. We could help fund the tavern, and we could even have our own specialty blend. We could also use it as a hub for an eventual expansion of the guild. I'm betting there's still some reliquary agents floating around out there, and maybe they know of some artifacts or antiquities that might be worth the trouble. We also could use it while we look for the Forgotten Prince. I shrugged. Well, I wanted to find Baragon before venturing that way, but I guess if this is where fate is leading us, then we have to follow the threads, right? Gonna need a cup of coffee and an hour to pack. I've got a feeling we are about to buy a winery. Riding to Skingrad was beautiful that day. Soon the greens and browns of the road gave way to red, golds, and browns that seemed unlike anywhere else in Tamriel, and it was almost as if they were glowing when the sun hit them. Passing by the city, I longed to go inside its walls and see its beauty. The walls were tall and difficult to see over, and I distinctly remembered the passage from Dr. Alphidia Lupus about Imperial Sirids. Skingrad seemed provincial, yes, but it was Colovian, direct, forthright, with clean lines and a certain spare aesthetic look to it, and its people are much the same way. It would have to wait until later. Peanut had already acquired the key to the vineyard, and we needed to make sure that it was usable and not completely in disrepair before it went dark. Whoa, what in oblivion is that? I heard him say while riding. We slowed to a trot, and I rode up next to him. Glancing to the side, the earth was scarred and scorched, and there were shades of blue and green that abruptly stopped in contrast to the edges of the gold and greens of the vineyards surrounding Skingrad. It almost looked as if it was seeping out and corrupting the surrounding land. We rode on, knowing that we could always return if it remained a threat later. Maryvine Estate was surrounded by a small stone wall, and from the outside you could see the tall green and red cypress trees poking out above the brown and gray stone. Stepping through the gate, we were greeted with autumnal colors and massive trellises. Grapes hung off the vines, and the soft, sweet smell of the vineyard filled our nostrils. A giant windmill sat near the house, and it gently turned in the breeze. Peanut glanced at me with excitement. This place looks like it's in pretty good shape. I guess we better see what's inside the house. I could hear the excitement in his voice. Walking through the door, we found massive barrels, ornate chairs, giant tapestries, and an ornate bar filled with wooden-beamed space and large storage rooms that offered plenty of space for food storage and herb drying. This place is amazing, I whispered as I wandered around the lower level. Bacon, I heard from the top of a tall staircase. Making my way upstairs, the room opened up, and I suddenly found myself in a much larger room. A fireplace and large bookshelves lined the walls. Ornate wooden columns broke up the room, and I found Toasty standing in front of the large fireplace, books in hand. The fireplace was already lit, which was surprising, considering how little time we had been at the estate. I found the fire lit, he said, and take a look at this. He handed me 2 books. They were both here with a small note, and all it said was, "For the Loreseekers." I ran my hand across the covers. One featured a crow, and the other featured only some small knotwork around the edge. We both took a seat on the bench by the fire and leaned in together to read. The crow was fond of talking and traveling and shiny things. Only one in the woods answered her call and matched her wits. He was the raven, handsome and solitary and wise from his many years. Before too long, they were birds of a feather, building a grand nest together. All the magic of the forest was theirs. The crow collected shinies, gifts from her friends in the woods, and at first the raven had many questions. I can see the worth in these gifts of power, but what of these gifts of mystery? They reward my curiosity, answered the crow. And these gifts of loyalty? They were given to protect me. They strengthen our friendship, the crow explained. It is an awful lot of unexpected charity, the raven observed. My friends are compassionate. It is good to share things like our nest. There is plenty of room for us and more. Though the raven quickly lost interest in these curios, he saw that they made Crow happy and made no complaint when she stashed these gifts beneath their grand nest. One day, the raven told the crow he was thinking of bartering their nest, and the crow was distraught. What could her raven have possibly considered trading their nest for, and to whom? He told her a stranger offered to trade it to him for a star. His eyes glittered with a longing she had never seen before. The raven spoke of what wondrous things he could do with such a shiny gift. Had something changed him? Or had he always been this way? The crow couldn't say, nor could she stop him. Once the raven's bargain was in motion, there was no going back. The raven knew he had done wrong. He offered to help the crow move what he could of her cash beneath the nest, but the crow refused. If they were incomplete, if they were seen, if any of the gifts from her friends fell into the hands of the stranger, it could spell disaster. So the crow chose to leave her treasures hidden and under secret guard. She plucked her own feathers, practically enough to make another crow, and without fully realizing how she'd done it, Feather Crow was born in her image, a being not unlike her friends of the forest. Crow told the Feather Crow to hide herself among the dark leaves and guard her gifts. Crow could not promise her return, and she would have to leave this place. Her feathers would grow back. She would build a new nest. From that nest would come fledglings fed on the tails of Crow's granted treasure, the gifts given by her friends of the forest. Where others saw dark leaves, the fledglings would recognize their mother's feathers. But Feather Crow came from Crow. For all their talk of adding others to their nest, Feather Crow knew it remained barren. Then let the fledglings come from anywhere, the crow decreed, so long as they have the strength to make a vow to embody the virtues of my friends in the forest, their gifts and magic will be shared with them in return. We both looked up from the first book, and I stared into the dancing flames. Why would someone leave that for us? I'm not sure, but let's look at the second one and see if it gives us any answers. Toasty cracked open the cover of the second book. For the sake of our future children and grandchildren, I'll put these tales to paper for posterity, for I know my husband will not. Even if he wrote about such sentimental things, you know how he is. Sometimes I think his notes just grow wings and flutter off. I was a wild thing back when we met, raised by clever folk who made their homes all over Skyrim. They were not the parents of my birth, but told me my mother was a Nord and my father was a Briarheart, and that I was stolen as a babe from the nest of a Hargraven. I was wild, tempestuous, and a beaky child, sharp and spiteful beyond my years. I loved to talk and play with the birds in the woods or the animals in the glen, and I guarded my heart with brambles, so I never doubted this truth to the tale of my parentage. I grew steady like a reed on the riverside. The whirls of magic I could see moving across the land, guiding my hand and teaching me so very much. My way of looking and speaking and acting in the world made me beloved by my clan for what I could do, even if not for who I was. Shalador just appeared one day, quite suddenly. I rarely got a moment to myself, someone always after me for my magic. I valued my solitude. I was not happy to see it disturbed by some bewildered stranger appearing in the middle of my alchemy garden, stumbling all over my whitecaps and imp stools. I tore into him for his irresponsibility and scolded him for his sloppy portal magic, opening a passageway to a place one had never been before. He seemed to get his bearings, and he argued right back that he had been here before when the place was a broad glacier and not a swamp, and thereby not inhabited by shouting swamp witches like me. That gave me pause. Not the insult, the title of swamp, which rather charmed me. But the cottage, where I took residence, had stood there for an age or longer, shared for generations by wandering clever folk. I'd never known the land around it as anything but marshlands. By the state of things, it had been so for hundreds of years. I was annoyed, but the wind picked up as a blizzard roared in, so I sourly bade him into my hut for shelter. There, I learned he had returned to Skyrim after many years abroad in search of someone called the Warrior Witch of Kind's Aegis, and another someone who was a priest of Junel wandering the Pale, and another someone who was a clever woman living in the Drudak Mountains. I told him that I happened to be all three of those things, and that I was happy to add Shouting Swamp Witch of Hjalmarch Hold as of that day. To his credit, he did not seem to doubt my credentials, only his luck. Where I was known by many names, he was known only by Shalador. He'd heard tale of my accomplishments in whatever far-flung corner of the world he'd come from, and he had sought me out to bear witness to my magic. I knew of Shalador, of course, who didn't? What he'd said about the swamp being a glacier suddenly made sense. He was many lifetimes older than me, and yet still fool enough to land himself in my little garden. I laughed about that, and eventually, over tea, it got him to crack a smile as well. All through the storm we spoke, stopping only to top up the kettle. I interrogated him about his magic and he mine, as we charted up a map of our differences in method and practice. All that winter we talked and wrote and read and shared companionable silences. When I was summoned for my skills as a witch, priestess, or healer, he would follow and observe, never butting in, helping only when I called for it. When others asked about him, I joked that he was my apprentice. He never refuted it. I think he preferred his anonymity. And so, he stayed. We did not share a bed then, but kept each other warm through our constant conversations. He seemed more interested all the details of my comparatively short but eventful life than expounding on all the places he'd been, the people he'd met, the things he'd seen in his many years of life. He could have left at any time, and I'd have had plenty of cause to send him away, but I'd grown fond of him. He must have felt the same, for he didn't speak of leaving until the snow was melting with spring fast on the way. It was then that he broke the ice, so to speak. He told me that he knew a secret to a life everlasting, and that he wanted to share it with me. Shalador had offered me eternal life. I said no, of course. How could he have spent a winter with me, talking so closely, and know me so little? We argued at length about his methods. Eternal life, I said, all the time to travel by foot and see the world, and yet you use portals to bypass what wonders you might find along the way? A mortal life, he would argue back, your accomplishments constrained only by time, and you would spend it plodding from place to place, one foot in front of the other? We had to disagree. I made it clear, immortality was an anathema to me. I would not prolong my life any more than I would want to prolong summer to stave off winter. The beauty in seasons is always in their passing. I marveled at the idea that he could convince me of this thing, to change me in so short a time. I had never been in love before, you see. I had not realized the myriad ways in which such a thing can change a person. I refused him on no uncertain terms, and that was the last I saw of Shalador for some time. It took several years passing before I came to terms with how I felt about that funny old man. It makes me laugh to look back and wonder how it took me so long. He was constantly on my mind, but Shalador arguing theory with me in my head was a poor substitute for the real thing, and he conceded far too often, too easily for my superior reasoning. I needed to see him again. I thought of him in Somerset on Ivea, that little island sanctuary he told me about. I bartered for maps of the region the best I could find, and I taught myself portal magic. It did not come easy to me, and had I not missed him so terribly, I would have never persisted as I did. When at last I could wait no longer, I focused my magic and opened a portal to Ivea. I opened a portal to Ivea, or at least I thought I had. I emerged in complete darkness, but a mage is never without means of making light. I could feel masses of magicka like the sun somewhere above me, so I began to climb through the caverns, which gave way to cleared ruins of bygone age. At last, I found daylight. I had made it to Ivea, only very far beneath it. I swam to the center island, where I saw signs of a settlement. I was a daughter of Skyrim, and the water felt warm as a bath to me. The trees were heavy with blossoms even at this time of year, and I wandered, calling for Shalador. Inside, I found myself in his study, a veritable library of parchment organized by no method known to Nirn nor Oblivion, but among the scribblings I spotted my name. Not just once, mind you. I read them, of course, I'm not ashamed to say. A year's worth of unsent letters and apologies, confessions, false starts, academic musings, all addressed to me. I was in the middle of reading when I was startled by the appearance of a lovely high elf woman who seemed just as surprised to see me. To my relief, she introduced herself as an appointed caretaker, tending to the place while Shalador was away. Naturally, I inquired where he was away to, as I was hoping to meet with him rather urgently. But such a meeting wouldn't be possible for some time, she said, as he was headed to Skyrim, by boat to High Rock, then on by foot from there. He meant to visit an old friend, she told me, but he hoped to see what other marvels he might find along the way. She told me how long ago he'd left and estimated he'd probably reach his destination any day by now. By the time a portal opened, heralding his return, I'd made myself quite at home on Ivea. He appeared well-traveled, cloak-stained from the roads, and his beard grown long and wild. In his hands were my scribbled notes on portal magic and dozens of unsent letters bearing his name that he'd no doubt discovered upon reaching my cottage. In the long time I'd known him, a smile on his face as rare as the sun in Skyrim winter. But I'll never forget the one he had for me that day. The caves beneath the island would someday become the Scalarium. Through our travels often led us apart from each other, we would always return to meet again on Ivea. He wished to offer me eternal life so that we might spend it together. I wished to spend my single mortal life as his partner. You might ask yourself, whose wish was the greater show of love we'd come to share? If we ever come to a consensus on that, I imagine we no longer walk this world together. Shalador the Archmage? This has to be written by his wife, Ulfsild. Can you imagine having a husband who is lifetimes older than you? She valued the beauty of passing time, and he valued prolonging his life so that the accomplishments wouldn't be constrained by just that, time. To be in love with someone, but be able to walk away from the promise of eternal life? She was so gifted, and he was immensely powerful. What a combination. The caves beneath the island would one day become the Scalarium. What's a Scalarium? Have you ever heard of anything or any place like that, Bacon? Toasty started towards the stairs. Come on, Bosmer, keep up, he yelled back as I watched the top of his head disappear. I ran down the stairs to catch him and caught up just outside the vineyard. No, I haven't heard of the Scalarium, but someone obviously wanted us to find out about it. These 2 books were left here for us intentionally. We need to find out about the Order of the Lamp, and we need to start at the Mages Guild in Skingrad. To Skingrad, he smiled as he opened the front gate. We'll probably deserve some wine after this. Maybe we can pick up some from one of the surrounding vineyards. I hear they have a lot of unique flavors. Without warning, the ground shook. Both of us were knocked to the ground, and crystal-like shards fell from the sky in the distance. Large yellow wisps of energy twisted and spun upwards into a cracked and fractured sky. Holy leaves, what the acorns is that? I said, staring off into the distance. Mirrored crystals grew out of the ground, and strange sounds of magic and buzzing of summoning could be heard between us and Skingrad. As we took it in, more yellows shot out of what could only be described as mirror-like crystals, now floating high in the sky. They shot out at all angles and in all directions, like arrows seeking a target. Want to find out? Toasty said, pulling his staff off of his back and stepping into a combat position. Oh, sure. Can't be any worse than buying a winery sight unseen when you don't know how to make wine, right? I said, laughing nervously. He nodded while chuckling, and magic flowed through the air as a shield covered both of us. He took off towards the trees, where the yellows were now glowing brighter than before. Come on, Bosmer. Keep up, he yelled back over his shoulder. I'm coming, I yelled into the charged air. I pulled my bow off my back, did a quick roll, and ran with all my might. Guess we'd learn how to make wine and look for the forgotten prince some other time. That's it. That's all I got.
That's good.
Not
really
bad
good.
for a few hours.
Come on, Bosmer. Let's go.
Come on, Bosmer. Keep up. Yeah. Oh, man.
There you go. Yeah, a new chant for the wine.
Well, out of the two of us, you would be the one that's like, hey, let's go buy a winery sight unseen. It'll be fine.
Yep. I absolutely would do that. You had that down pat. My character would be like, wine? Absolutely.
Yeah. Well
done.
Yeah, so that was not initially how I had intended for that story to go, but you know what? Like I've said before, it writes itself. Like I take the lore and I put in an outline and then I start writing and I just kind of see what happens. And I knew I wanted to cover a little bit of Westweald. I knew I wanted to cover a little bit of Skingrad, but I also haven't played it. So I didn't want to be speaking from not knowing anything.
He's like, I'm going to talk all about a place I've never been.
Let me talk all about a place I haven't actually explored yet. So I wanted to keep it pretty simple and pretty basic, but you know, we have the house. There's always descriptions of houses in game. I thought it would be fun to kind of touch on that and flavor it a little bit. And the Westweald, you know, is surrounded by vineyards. That's like a big thing about that region. That's so important. Yeah, it's wine country, right? It's so important to the people and to Skingrad itself and to the growth of Skingrad later. So I thought it would be fun to do that. And then I thought it would be fun to touch on some things that might seem familiar, like the Mages Guild, because we did talk about that during our tavern talks, right? We talked about how the Mages Guild questline is important. And
how I
you know,
need to go do it.
If you have done it, and you go back and you look at those two books that I have read, there's some very interesting references to butterflies and to, you know, things like that. And if you've done scribing, there's very interesting references to some of the animals that are mentioned or different strengths and weaknesses, I guess you could say, within those two texts. So it's pretty cool. And then I was like, okay, how do I get us there when I need to end? This lesson is long. I need to end. So I was like, what better way? We would absolutely walk out the front gate and a Miramore incursion would drop in front of us. Like, why not?
And then we would go for it too. We'd be like, you know what? We're sending it.
Yeah, absolutely. Send it, right?
Yep.
So I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, that's the reason for the flavors of wine near Skingrad. It's all the feet of the stompers. So yeah, I thought it could be a fun way to touch on some of those things. Not really spoiler or spoil, if you will, scribing in any way. You haven't done scribing.
No, I haven't.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is if you probably listened to that lesson not having done it, and you haven't done Mages Guild either. So, you know, you tell me, would that have told you anything about the game?
Not a thing.
Not a thing. So, you know, I tried to make it friendly to anyone that had done it, but also friendly to people that hadn't done it without being overly spoilery. So, yeah. And I didn't want to touch anything about Athelia because I think that I personally don't want to do anything about that until I get into the main quest or until I do some more with that. So we did it.
We did it.
Holy moly, that was a long show.
Wow, we still have more to talk about.
Well, yeah, that's true.
We still have a little bit to do.
Yeah, but I'm just saying thank you to everybody who's been here with us. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes in. Wow. Like, I'm glad that since we haven't been here, we got to do a chunkier show, but also
I enjoy the
wow.
chunky shows. I really enjoy the chunky shows.
Like the mount previews, the bear butt, chunky bear
The
butt.
bear butt. Big old chunky
Running.
wiggly bear butt.
Wow. Oh boy. Oh boy, as I say sometimes. Oh, he's using Sigil communication right now.
I am right now, actually.
Hold please, everyone. We're Sigilly communicating.
Do you want to talk some guild announcements?
Sure, I can talk some guild announcements. Let me pop back over to the notes. Okay. Well, as we know, we've talked a lot about mid-year mayhem right now. Events that we have in Loreseekers, there's been groups pretty consistently, I would say, just kind of casual groups going on. So if you're in game and you want to run in Cyrodiil or IC and you don't want to run by yourself, throw it up in the chat somewhere. Put it in either your particular console's chat or put it on in the general chat and see if you can get some people to join you, because there's probably someone willing to run, or be brave, start one yourself. Like, this is a fantastic welcoming guild. Even if you don't know squat about PvP, don't be afraid. Just say, hey, I'm going to start a group. Someone let me know if you run with me. Be aware, I don't know a lot of what's going on. And honestly, that goes outside of Whitestrakes too. Like, that's anytime. So yeah. We always, of course, are also looking for event leads. Speaking of that very thing, across platforms. If you're interested, you want to try something new, or even if you don't want to be an event lead and you want to just run an event, or you want to sponsor an event or anything like that, just let us know. We would love to help you get set up to do that stuff. We want to support you in your game time and in your Loreseekers journey and on Discord and all of those things. So feel free to message us. Anything can be an event. Nothing is stupid. Nothing is silly. I remember my very first event that I helped with on PlayStation was actually during what is it, Jester's Festival, when you pie people from the opposite alliance and then you kill them.
Yes. We don't.
So,
yes, that's right. We did win
yeah.
Cyrodiil for that. That's
yeah.
right.
So you have to go in Cyrodiil to do that. And it has to be on the opposite alliance. So we had different Loreseekers with different alliance tunes run. And we found this little area off to the side where no one could hopefully mess with us. And we just pied each other from opposite alliances. And then we would kill each other afterwards for the achievement. So, that's one of those things. I really didn't know much about leading, but I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do this because I know there's people who want this achievement and nobody said anything about it yet. So be brave, do it. And then you never know, you might end up the GM. I don't know. Anyway,
Are you retiring? Am I retiring?
No. We're not retiring, but I'm saying something later. I don't know. Another guild.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, speaking of events, we are going to have one in a couple weeks. By the time the show drops, it may have gone by, hopefully not. But we're looking at doing a multi-platform event, and it is done by Jimmy on PCNA. He has written basically like a little game show based on lore. So he wanted to do something called Actually Lore Edition, and it is essentially going to be that he's going to give an incorrect or like a not quite fully correct lore statement, and then if you were in the chat and you knew what the correct thing about it was, you would just say actually it's this, and then you would chime in and correct it. If you get it right, I guess you get points. He's got all that stuff worked out, but we're going to try and help him get it set up and make an event for it in the guild. It will be for anybody on any platform. You just have to have Discord access. So it'll be a Discord event, which is cool.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to that. That'll be a fun one to
me too,
to go and do. We haven't done a big guild-wide community event in a long time, and we keep talking about how we want to.
I know. And it's because you and I have some planned on the back burner, but neither of us have been available at the same time to be able to get things in motion. So it was really great that Jimmy built all of this and came up with this basically on his own and wants to throw it out there for multi-platform stuff. The prizes we have to work on depending on which platform you're on. That is something that's still in the air, but I do know that Jimmy said on PCNA he is sponsoring Luminous ink. So he wants to give away ink for these. So, yeah.
Yep.
If you're a lore hound, or even if you're not, and you're like, I'm just going to guess and come play for fun, because that's always fun too, when you have somebody that doesn't actually know and they just make up something to see if it's right. I love stuff like that.
Well, there's like half points too, like if you can correct a certain part of it. So there's a whole slew of ways to get points in different ways. So I'm very excited to see, because it's going to bring out the creative side of almost everybody.
Yeah.
Lorehounds
So
and not. So
definitely join us. That's in a couple weeks. I think what'd we say? It's on the 12th? No, 11th. Is that right? I don't know. Something like that.
16th.
Well, the 16th is a Friday, so it's not that day. It's a Sunday. So stay tuned. It'll be posted in our chats. Yeah.
Within the next couple of days, there will be a sign up in the community section of the Discord. We just have to work out the logistics of that. So
yeah,
lots of logisticals.
So we will get that stuff set up, but keep an eye out. That's it. Guild announcements, obviously you can check for each individual platform. It's been quiet off and on during the summer, so we totally understand that. And also, shout out, we have had a few people who have rejoined us who were Loreseekers and have stepped away, and we're doing life and we're being amazing at life, and then they're coming back. So it's been really awesome to make some of those connections again. So yeah.
Never feel like once you leave to do life that you're not welcome back. This door is a revolving door, and it is always open to come and join back up. And
so Loreseekers for life. We always say it, but it's true.
If you have to step away from the game for whatever reason, life happens. We get it. Real life, IRL first. Don't ever feel that you have to leave the Discord. This Discord is a community. It's a place for people to come and interact about ESO and other things in life in a friendly manner. So definitely always hang out here. This is a hangout spot. It's supposed to be a safe place. It's supposed to be a fun place for everybody, no matter where you are, whether you're playing ESO actively, you previously played ESO, maybe you're playing other games. But yeah. So, and with that, it is that time of our episode again for this episode. Thank you everyone for being here. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. We love coming on the cameras and just shooting the do and doing the stuff. And having
should I play the develop noise again?
Having Peanut's brain just go full dial-up mode.
I think he just lagged.
Literally,
the lag and the frame drops have been a little rough in Cyrodiil, so you just had one of those, but real life. Yeah, my ping was terrible. Your ping's like 500 right now. Your ping just spiked to 500.
Yes, we love being behind the camera, being behind the microphone, and chatting with you guys, just talking about the community and what's happening, and just kind of getting to know all the new people that are joining as well, and you guys get to know us and what we do. For those of you guys that are joining for the very first time, make sure that you follow us on Twitch at the Loreseekers ESO. You can find us if you're in there right now and you're watching us. Then just hit that follow button. We love it. We love to see those little notifications come up on the screen. If you're listening to us at home and you want to watch our shenanigans live, because trust me, it is a wild ride every time.
It's a wreck.
Please come on over to the Loreseekers ESO. Twitch.tv/the Loreseekers ESO, and you can watch us live when we do our episodes. We try to do as many of our episodes live as possible. Every once in a while, we do an offline one and just surprise you guys. But don't forget to follow us on X at Loreseekers ESO, and then also Blue Sky. Loreseekers ESO Blue Sky. It's the thing. It exists. And you know what? If you're just one of those people that loves the old-fashioned way of doing things, sorry, I don't have a P.O. box. You can't send me a letter yet, but you can digitally.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. You can send us an email at loreseekercast@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you, and we'll read your email and possibly even read it live on the show when we get it. We don't have a live mailbag yet, but we would love to start one. I'd love to start a mailbag series.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I would love that. That would be amazing.
That would be so good. Bacon.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
you can find me sometimes on my own Twitch channel at Gone Crazy Back Soon. You can also find me on X at Katie Stunt Show. That is like pretty much the only place I'm not Gone Crazy Back Soon, and it's just because the account is so old. But you'll see it has Gone Crazy Back Soon. Very evident. It's like at the end of the name there. So if you search for me, I think you should still be able to find it. And then you can also find me in way too many Elder Scrolls Discords for my own sanity and probably health. Has Gone Crazy Back Soon as well. So you can find me in a lot of those Discords that are around throughout the community. Beyond that, as you've heard me mention, I play on multiple platforms. So you can also find me as the co-GM over on the PlayStation Loreseekers Guild. And if you want to friend me on the PlayStation Network, that's totally fine. I'm Gone Crazy Back SN over there due to character limits. But if you are going to friend me, please, 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 please send me a message so that I can know how you found me or who you are, because I don't accept the people on the PS Network that I don't know if it's just a random person friending me. So please, 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 send me a quick message either in Discord or over there that you want to be my friend on there. And also on the PlayStation Network, when I'm not here with you, Toasted Peanut, I get to hang out in the cozy comforts of the Snug Pod over there on the other podcast that I do called the Snug Podcast. So we sit in the little Snug Pod outside of Grotwood and we talk, casually about Elder Scrolls Online and the things we've been doing in game for the week. That's a weekly show. And just generally hang out and have fun and talk about things from the console side. So come on and join us over there too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For those of you guys
that are
wondering, where can you find Peanut? You can find me on Twitch on my own personal channel at Toasted Peanuts. Peanut spelt with a 3. You can also find me on X, but really not that often, at Toasted Peanut. Peanut spelt with a 3 as well. And you can find me on Discord at Toasted Peanut. Peanut also spelled with a 3. So, have you ever wondered what it's like to be part of a wild and crazy community of people that love ESO and all of its wonderfulness? You should check out our Discord. Head on over to loreseekers.club for the invite link to the community. Just fill out the questionnaire and we'll accept your application if we feel that it works. Most of the time we do. And there are also links, I believe, on that Loreseekers Club for our places. So Loreforges, are they not on there?
Loreforge is on there as well. Yeah, our original founders, Jibs and Cash. You can also find a link to their community for Ashes of Creation that they have going on called Loreforged. That's a great community too. I help moderate over there, and it's built around the Ashes of Creation kind of ramp up to their alpha that they're working on. So if you've ever been interested in that game, also feel free to give them a check out. We love them, and they're who founded this guild. So all of us would not be here without them. So, yeah.
Definitely. Don't forget, if you are listening to us on Apple and Spotify, please give us a 5-star review on those two platforms. Every 5-star review we receive on Apple, we will read live here on the show. It helps us be visible within the podcasting community, and it brings people to the guild. So we would love to hear we'd love to be able to share your review live on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think with that is basically it for us tonight. We did it.
We did it.
Have a great night, everybody. Dilly freaking
Dilly.
Good night, Tamriel. That is it for us. We'll see you guys next time. We are still live on the thing because I actually timed it with the music this time, which was completely crazy. But here
that's
we go.
Wild.
Let's put the tavern on
I can't
there.
believe we did.
That's why I just dropped it right in there. I'm like, we're doing it. This is it. We're ending it here.
I was like, the music is ending. The music is ending. Is he gonna say Dilly freaking Dilly? Because then I'm gonna give him a dirty look because he's cut me off the last 2 times.
I have. You just got to be faster. You got to be a lot faster to it. So.
Oh, you got to be faster than that.
Gotta be faster than that. Come on, Bosman. Come on.
Hey, thank you everybody for being here. That was a long show, but and we're a little out of practice, but we love you all for being here with us and listening to us interrupt each other and poke at each other because Yeah, we love you guys.
My goodness. So
it was good times.
Thanks everyone for being here. You guys have a wonderful evening, and we will see you on the other side in Tamriel. Go kill some blues and some reds in Cyrodiil. Do the things, do the stuff.
Unless it's Sparky, you can let him run by.
Yeah.
Sparky would, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Do the cup of tea for Sparky. If you
we don't teabag.
That's not teabagging. That's dipping the tea. It's dipping the tea in the cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So. All right. With that, good night, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.